David Wilcock with the disclosure.
In week 1, you're going to get the history of Ben, our new insider.
Hey, we getting new age money. Hey, we scamming cause we think it's funny.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Now there ain't no way that you can kill the con dead. I got new age women and ufology bread, making crystals gold money like a pot full of honey. So many scams laughing in your face, I think it's funny. Throw my cash in your face, ascended from the rat race. Disclosure projects, a money pit, you can call me Chevy Chase. Don't bother playing fair up my sleeve, I got the A's. Leave other frauds in the dust, can't keep up with my pace. A 6-hour video, give you just a little taste, then drop 333. I promise you it ain't a waste. If you figure it's a scam, no you ain't got a case. I predicted it already, I'm the real Edgar Case. Call me Oracle, cause I knew you'd break the vase. Got a giant Cali house next to Jimmy's UFO base. Edgar Case, Area 51, about to storm the base. Money counter doesn't work, I need a lawn rake.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
And every 6 months I'll disappear and take a little break. My insiders like my hair and teeth, they are fake. Losers line up, never laid in deep throat the bait. Amazonian goddess lioness makes me salivate. 7-star hotels, Malibu, mental sick. Up in my penthouse, I don't sit where the peasants sit. Lie about security, but the police were never sent. Ego so big, I'm divine, I am heaven sent. At my conferences, skeptics, I do not let them in. Some of my scams in the top 10, like Letterman. Ascension mysteries, I am getting really bored of them. Welcome to the disclosure, let me squeeze your accordion.
That's going to be our new slogan, squeeze the accordion, right? Welcome to Divine Cosmos, squeeze the accordion.
And every 6 months I'll disappear and take a little break. My insiders like my hair and teeth, they are fake.
Many dozens of undeniable prophetic dreams where, like for example, I had a dream where the axle went out on my car, and that same day the axle actually did go out on my car.
We're getting new age money. We scamming cause we think it's funny. You a ventriloquist dummy. We getting new age money. Let's truth them the Easter Bunny.
There's people who can totally believe in the cabal.
David Wilcock.
Now, in my case, I had dreams about UFOs ever since I was 2 years old that were incredibly dramatic. And then I would be speaking to an older man who had like white hair and a white beard and a robe that was white. When I saw Star Wars, when it came out, which I guess was 77, he became Obi-Wan Kenobi after I saw the movie.
I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
Prior to that time, it didn't look like Obi-Wan Kenobi. My parents actually called my brother Obi-Wan before Star Wars came out, believe it or not. They started calling him Obi-Mayas, they called him Obi-Wan.
Ben Kenobi?
Before Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
So my whole family was very shocked when we saw Star Wars and realized that such a specific name as Obi-Wan that we'd already been calling my brother.
Ben Kenobi?
In week 1, you're going to get the history of Ben, our new insider.
David Wilcock with the disclosure.
Ben Kenobi?
Before Obi-Wan Kenobi. As you may know, through Ancient Aliens, of which I'm in like over 100 episodes, so I wrote my dreams down every morning for 4 years, which in and of itself is quite a feat. You know, most people don't do that. Most people don't remember their dreams. As you may know,
I was once a Jedi Knight.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Linda Moulton, howdy doody. My beret is messed up. But I'll be the guest host tonight, and we have very special guests planned for you. That's right. What can I say? I've run out of fake sources, so I've had to dig deep to find new fake sources of stories about aliens and time travel and conspiracy theories. Oh, this is my pussy. I have the best pussy. I really do. I really do. Oh, my hair's on my face. COVID hair. I really need to get to the beauty parlor. This is my pussy. I have the best pussy ever. Yes, I do. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, this pussy is dead. Get me a new pussy. Nobody likes dead pussy. Okay, so friends, what can I tell you? We've got a great show for you tonight. I'll be interviewing a temporal FBI agent who has been time traveling, and I'm code wording him Spartan 17. And Spartan 17 has been a time traveler. They're a time traveler from the year, I don't remember. So we're going to bring in our Agent Cornelius, who is a time traveler, and I'll be interviewing them. And it's a real source. They really time traveled. And I don't have any proof. It's just like the rest of my fairy tales. But what can I say? Okay, let's bring them here. It's Agent Cornelius is here.
Thank you for having me.
And you are a temporal FBI agent. What does that mean?
I was sent from the year 2052 by my special agent in charge, John D'Souza. I have ID.
Agent?
See, real ID. See, my name, Cornelius Shulman, temporal special agent.
Okay. And what year? Wait, you traveled through time from the year what?
2052.
2050. Wow.
2052.
What are you doing in our timeline?
Sir, I was sent back. But I came back 1 year too late. I was supposed to be sent back to October 30th, 2020. But I was sent back to October 30th, 2021 by mistake.
Okay.
Now, it can seem confusing to people that haven't encountered this kind of timeline hopping before. But in the year 2038, there was a meta explosion and the multiverse became the multiverse.
Okay.
So I have been sent back to subvert this.
You've been sent back to save the multiverse. This sounds like the new Flash movie.
It happened because the cult of Cambion. It destroyed the world and the universe.
I've been telling everybody that guy's a bad guy. Nobody listens to me.
People should listen to you. People should listen to me.
Yeah, okay, so the cult of Cambion destroyed the multiverse in the year 2052.
No, they caused the multiverse.
Oh.
Title's a little bitch.
Can you tell us a little bit about the future?
That would break the Prime Directive. Now, I have some premium 2052 technology here, but it is disguised as a whiteboard. But it's a high quality.
Oh, yeah, you have a whiteboard and a whole presentation on your time-traveling adventures.
As you can see, the technology is from 7th dimension. So for it to manifest down here in the 3rd dimension, it had to be a static thing. That if you look closely, you can see the time when I time traveled back, which was 11:33 p.m. Obviously, it's static because it's from the 7th dimension. It's operating a much higher frequency. So down here, it seems static. So less than 1 second has passed in 7th dimensional time since I left.
Oh, that makes total sense. Yes.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. So you travel through time in 7D, not 3D, right?
Well, if I change camera here, I'll be able to run you through it a little bit deeper. Well, let me move my
And I have to get Ron
temporal
from
agent
Cosmic
gun.
Neighbors is here. Shout out to Ron from Cosmic Neighbors. I sent him the wrong invitation link. I sent him the link to the stream instead of the link to join the show. So I'm going to go over to my email and.
If I can direct your attention to the whiteboard. Now, everyone thinks that the blue avians from the 7th dimension are the saviors. They are not. They are a marauding race, and they are here to kill us all.
Okay.
They are here to kill us all.
So
now,
the blue avians are
here's an interesting,
like Kari Good. I knew it.
So, Beskar was indicted in 2039 for messing with the space-time continuum.
This makes total sense.
Crossland is running for president in 2052, and I think everyone should vote for him because he really likes graphene.
Ian Crossland is running for president in that timeline?
He is.
In the future? Wow.
In the future.
Well, he's a very smart guy.
He's
going to make a new economy based on graphene, so.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So the blue avians are evil, and the Stravati hover car is available.
You get yours today. I was also sent back with a mandate. I have a few little, say, side quests to my main quest. So here I have to get Simon Park some more butter. Like he ran out of butter, so I have to buy him some more butter. And I also have to tell Kari Good that he's fired. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta fire Kari Good. He's pumping those evil blue avian aliens, and they're evil, right?
They're really evil.
Just like him.
Well, no.
Okay,
He's
we
just
have a guest tonight
He's just
as well.
a third-dimensional man. You can't be mean to a third-dimensional man, but you can be mad about seventh-dimensional beings that don't help anybody.
We have Six's Design is here as well. Welcome, Six's Design.
Welcome.
Well, and we have Ron Mason is here.
Good evening.
He looks like an alien.
My name is Sonny.
Oh shit, I didn't turn on the mic.
Sonny's an alien.
How's everybody doing?
Hey, what's up there, Ron?
Good to see you there, Ron.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm from the year 2099. You know, I didn't really, I didn't quite make it to 2100, which was the target, but close enough, right? Yeah, close enough.
Well, I hear recruitment in the future is pretty poor, so
yeah,
you got to do what you got to do, bro. See, everything travels.
Yes, sectors are really expensive.
The entropy. Everything's traveling backwards, so we already know the future because it's being told to us before it happens.
Did they ever, in the future, find those alien bases that I made all that money selling those fake stories about?
I'm dying with this on. Ooh.
How do you think I feel, Ron Mason?
I don't know.
You're not willing to suffer for the show, then get out of here.
I don't know how you do it.
Get off of here.
I don't know how you do it, man.
You know, there's secret alien bases under the ice in Antarctica. Did you know that, Ron Mason?
Oh, you know what? Let me shut down the stream.
Spartan told me that.
Sorry, I got rid of the echo, I hope. That's my apologies. I messed up.
You're screwing up the whole show, Ron Mason.
Hey,
people in 2021, they can't handle that technology.
Stevie, you want to see what I made you? I'm going to throw in with the 3D printer for you.
Who's Steve Campion? I'm Linda Bolton, Howdy Doody.
I mean,
Nobody
Linda
knows who Steve Campion is.
Linda, when I send you the printer, I just made this. Check this out. I found this online. See this?
Oh,
this
cool.
is actually, it's a little plaque one, the little alien face.
Nice.
I made the small one as a test run. I'm going to send you a bigger one.
So
that's pretty rad.
Yeah,
that's a precursor to making hovercraft, right? Isn't that the precursor to making hovercraft?
There you go. He gave me the inspiration. But I'll tell you what, I wanted to make a real goof today, but I can't get the heat down. I bought this filament that turns from natural color to purple.
Ooh,
So I figured
aliens.
we make some DMT aliens.
We can make the Angeline aliens. Yes.
I have in the future. This is why I have to wear a mask because
Somebody's asking if they're still mutilating cows in 2051. Agent Cornelius Shulman.
No, the cows are mutilating us, man. It's a war. It's war out there. So, in the future, the air has become so thick with alien corpse DMT dust that basically I have to breathe it. So now, it's not. Now in this timeline in 2021, it's just oxygen.
He
so I
talked
have
about
a mask that converts everything into alien corpse DNA. Now every now and then I need a bump, so I have a big tube, and I just snort that shit because that's the only way. It's the only
See,
way
that must be the thing, the
survive,
alien
man.
corpse dust. Yeah, that's the magic right there, man. That does it all.
That's how you get to 7D, everyone.
How else are you gonna get there? You know, right?
Exactly.
You can get stuck at 4, 4D, and never ever make it to 7 unless you do the dust, man. You gotta do the dust.
You gotta do the dust.
That's what they call it.
Wait, didn't David Wilcock talk about the alien dust, the corpse dust?
Oh yeah, yes. He was right. He was right. It really does get you to 70. It totally bypasses 5, 6, and and 5 and 6. You're right to 7 right away.
There's an Easter egg on the whiteboard. When I traveled back, there was a breaking news headline that I caught a bit of it. It says alien scientist, and I'm like, oh, what happened with Jeremy? But I never got to find out because I've come back 30 years later.
Yeah, here's Jeremy's Tic Tac.
Oh.
Looks legit, man. Throw it in the air. Record it.
I'm serious.
Oh, hey, do that. Throw it in the air. Record it. Really low quality too, and then send it off.
You're right. Yeah, and it's funny because I posted something that I don't know what it is. It could be a satellite. Who knows what it is? But it's not a star, a planet. And I posted that. Oh my God, they got dismissed so fast. And everybody went crazy over the 2 FAA blinking blobs that were all pixelated, worse than an 8-bit video game. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And that was legit. That was legit. Those are the type of people that backorder Jeremy Corbell scratch and sniff underwear.
Yeah. In 2099, that's a prize.
My friend David Jacobs, the alien abduction researcher, he loves sniffing panties.
Yeah, they're like trophies,
Steven, I gotta tell you, Steven, you look awesome. It's crazy. I thought I was on the wrong stream.
Well, it is Halloween. This is our Halloween party.
Oh, what I would give to if I had her email to have her send her the link. I'm just curious what she was saying.
But she's not a big fan of mine. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's not a big fan of anybody except herself.
Yeah. Bigler.
And those that agree with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And secret Antarctica insiders.
Yeah.
Off. I can't see much. That's better. Now I can see a little better.
Oh my!
Kind of wise.
That's so terrible. Terrible.
It's not terrible. It's very accurate. Okay.
I know. Oh my God!
Linda looks like beef jerky. I'm throwing that guy out.
Even the alien closed his eyes.
Ooh, the green alien.
Oh yeah, that I was gonna.
Oh, that's fine.
What?
Yeah, look, I made this one too, though. Check it out. See this one?
Oh yeah, very nice.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw one. Like I said, right behind me, Steve, right there under that yellow ring. That's your printer right there. That's it.
I'm going to make a hover car just like David Wilcock because I got a 3D printer. That's all you need to make a hover car is a 3D printer.
Yeah,
that's it.
1,000 pieces, yeah.
At least I'll make some nice G.I. Joe toys like he did.
Oh, boy. I'm really curious what you're going to make.
They were really cool G.I. Joe toys, though. You know, they're the kind that, you know what I used to put? I put like a model glue on it and light that son of a. That's what I used to do with the GI Joes. Yeah, they didn't last very long.
Where
What
is
do you
it?
call it, fugly? Killboy. Fugly.
Mean.
You got hit with a
Heard it,
fugly
man.
stick.
I still have that.
I'd take Linda Morton Howdy Doody out for dinner. It's lonely being from the future,
You
man.
fell out of the tree and hit every branch on the way down.
No, I'm an ugly tree, right? And hit every branch on
Yeah,
the way.
with an ugly stick.
Yeah,
That's
the
true.
fugly stick. That's like old school stuff.
Yes, I do. Stop
This
spreading
was-
rumors.
Remember
It's
this
not
thing?
an alien.
This was
Ooh,
this.
look, a spaceship.
Yeah, that's what is
Hey,
it called? A Cylon? I can't move this correctly. Yeah,
Cylon
Yeah.
fighter, yes.
yeah.
It's a bit bigger than
And
that, but
this one is broke. Not broke. It's just haven't glued it. But unbelievable. That guy.
hey, they
I
handle
wa-
really well in the atmosphere, man. When you get out of the atmosphere, it's a little bit harder, but
It's
Hey,
just
gonna save
amazing.
humanity.
Savati's like leading the way, man.
Yeah, see,
I-
in 2099, see, he saved us. You know, I mean, they
Right?
got
I
statues
thought
of
he
him
would. I thought
everywhere.
he would.
They got statues of David Wilcock everywhere, man. I'm telling you.
Because
Yeah,
he's
it's
the
like
founder
Zeppelin
of
Cochrane.
anti-gravity.
Like first
So in the
contact,
future,
yeah.
there's statues of him.
Yeah, everywhere, everywhere.
I just don't understand how people like they actually believe him. I it's amazing, and I mean they believe him to a point that when you say something against him, they will battle to the death over it. You know, it's
Robert Lampert's asking if you guys had to pick a top UFO guy who is real, who would it be? I'm down to just a few. Alien scientist is very credible, and John from the Black Vault. That's it. I don't. Well, I'm sure there's more credible guys, but those are the two that I would listen to.
Yeah, I looked at the Black Bolt stuff now. Now they have a YouTube, which I'll link here, or a Twitter, which I'll link here. But you know, it seems like they actually keep with, well, what appears to be real evidence, rather than getting into speculation like a lot of these other clowns do. And you know, it's not just speculation; it's speculation plus fabrication on top of it, and a whole lot.
Fabrication, speculation, more speculation. Coincidences.
yeah, they add.
That's not there.
It's like the Elizondo stuff. You know, every few weeks he adds a couple of extra buzzwords to keep it going, and then
Biological
everybody.
samples is this week's buzzword, friends.
Yeah.
Biological samples.
No, now, what are we
Well,
talking?
UFOs
Because
is-
I'm going to be honest with you, right? Wait, let me see. I got to kill this. Sorry. Think about it, and it's like I got to give you a lot of credit, Stephen, because it's hard to keep a show going in ufology because if there's nothing happening, I mean, there's stuff you could talk about, but it's not like, oh, we spotted the new UFO, like with proof and everything. So that's why everybody falls back to the Roswell stuff and everything. So it's difficult to talk about new stuff because there's really no new stuff. So what are they doing now? Now it's remote viewing. That's the stuff and consciousness. So now they're all moving over to that now. Before that, they really weren't talking about that stuff. But now consciousness and remote viewing, that's the flavor of the week. And that'll go on for a week or maybe two. And then somebody will upload, some video, those guys, I forgot their YouTube channel, Third Phase of the Moon or something like that. I always see sometimes they have cool stuff. It looks cool, but some craziness on there. And, until a video pops up from them or something, we'll just be repeating. That's why I give you a lot of credit, man.
Didn't they get caught? What was it? You can see the reflection in the TV screen. I can't even remember the whole story about that. And it's like, really, you didn't even notice that in the camera? You didn't even figure that in? I mean, these people are really brainless. I hate to say it, but I mean, come on. Who does that without actually checking out the scam first, making sure, people buy it? Oh, they got so caught. So caught in there.
Yeah, it's not like a CIA person on his deathbed, all right?
Oh yeah. They got nothing to lose, so why not? I mean, I was thinking of that.
Hey, they got that story for me.
That's what I'm talking about, Dolan.
Think about it, the deathbed thing. Now, originally I went ahead and I says, well, they got nothing to lose, so why not just go ahead and spill the beans? But then wait a minute here. Why not just go ahead and tell a big bullshit story and be in the papers forever, kind of thing. So
That's that's his legacy, right? They had nothing else going on in their life. But when you think about it, though, just to fall back on what I was just saying, it's really hard because, of course, we could bring up things. What is there to really talk about? If we're going to talk about like you in ufology, we could bring up history, right? You always have to bring up history. That's how you figure stuff out. But there's nothing new that's happening. Like we'll hear about foreclosure, disclosure. No, I'm not getting thrown out. Disclosure, right? Right? A Freudian slip.
Everybody jumped on this Anjali story. Zero evidence, zero proof so far, but it's something new, and that's very rare.
I'll have you know that turned out to be real.
Yeah.
That turned out to be real, man.
I concur.
Well, you're from the future, so you would know.
I would know. Yeah.
Well, how? But look, Cornelius. That's funny though. That's the thing is this. Why I haven't talked about her or anything? Because she said by the end of the year, right? So that's what I'm leaving it. When it's like those people that said, "Oh, in 2012 or this and that," then they say, "Oh, wait, but the Mayan calendar, if you look at it this way, it's actually another 9 years." So I missed. And then it goes on and on. So we'll see if she comes up with anything that stretches it into 2022 or whatever happens. I would just fall, though, if you see some purple and pink feathered things flying by, But I don't know. I'm just going to stop short of calling her any kind of names like people did and all, like they were really raw on her. But
well, she was a big part of Gaia becoming the intergalactic council, for the whole galaxy. I mean, how can you beat that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And Wilcock is like the god of the world, right? He's running the whole world.
No, I bet Wilcock is looking at that going, "Damn, I should have done it."
So that means he heard Ryan Gable's excellent new diss rap, and we did the video for it, and Ryan's links are in the video description. He does the secret teachings. And David Wilcock threatened to walk off the stage and not do a lecture if they let Ryan Gable even sit in the room in the back and take notes while he gave his lecture. What a coward.
Hey, Linda, I have a question for you.
Yes.
With Wilcock, remember he was talking about a person, Ben? Because I never followed up on it again after his course started or anything
Bend
like
over,
that.
I think.
But yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah, bent over. Yeah.
Did anybody ever find out the guy's name?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Did you mention it wasn't Benjamin Fulford, was it?
No.
It was,
no? Okay.
What is his name? The time traveler knows.
Yeah, other people were. Other people were saying that it was Benjamin Fulford, and then I was like looking. I was like, well, just because the name is Ben, don't mean that that's what it is. I mean, that's not very secret, is it? I mean,
no. The reason why I brought that up is last night I did a search and I typed in Google David Wilcock scandals or something like that, and then it came up and it says confirmed $1 trillion lawsuit that could end financial, and then it cuts off. But when I look at the subtitle, it says, "This is David Wilcock, and I'm here with Benjamin Fulford." So that's the first time I seen the name Benjamin like on a search with him. So that's why I asked. I wasn't sure because I never followed up. But $1 trillion lawsuit.
No, I think that using the pseudonym Ben is, or pseudonym the right word? I know grammar's all weird in the 2050s. But using the name Ben is it's just a placeholder because it's actually just the Scott. So that's who is in.
So that was his alias.
But they're totally right, and they totally made hover cars. Buy one today.
1 second, I'm going to share my screen. We have the website of his insider, who's been running an aerospace company for 25 years, but has never made one airplane.
Websites went out of fashion in the 20s.
His name is Christopher R.
I remember you did a show. Yep.
Yes. Turn my
The second guy, is that the guy with the operating system?
In 2039, Chris Pascal was indicted for messing with the space-time continuum with one of the anti-gravity drives. So, I mean, that was an important milestone because it meant that David Wilcock could ascend to the CEO of the company, and he did wonders. He did absolute wonders with making the Stavati hovercar line marketable. It's great. They do 0 to 18,000 miles an hour in like half a second, and that's going pretty good.
Oh, wow.
It's slowly increasing in iterations, but the Mark 7 is just yeah, yours today.
I like the last name there, Shillman.
I'm copying the link to join the show right into the live chat, and if anybody else wants to join our panel discussion and our Mischief Night Mayhem Halloween fun tonight, you're more than welcome. But one rule: no nudity. I don't want to see any penises or clitorises or any of that. Okay? I don't want to see anything like that.
How about a gorilla's butt? There you go.
No, I don't want to see a gorilla's butt either. Okay? I'm a lady, Ron. Okay? I'm a lady.
I saved that for myself.
You gotta take her out for dinner first, man.
There's the link for that now. That was Stavati Aerospace.
Yes.
Chris Pascal.
Yes, and he once claimed that they were building laser rifles, but then he got called out by a journalist and had to admit that they didn't really build it. And he's been running an aircraft company for 25 years, but somehow he hasn't made a single airplane.
Yeah, not a single one. Isn't that something?
Did you said Stavati?
Stavati, yeah. Stavatti.
Yeah, it says they're right here. I'm in New York, and it says that's where they're from, Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
they have a couple
he bought a
locations.
big airplane hangar.
Yeah, one is in New York, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna take a ride up there next time David
Yeah,
is
there
up
you go.
there. I'm gonna go pop out a camera and get him right there live, and let's see what he answers.
Oh, that would be killer.
I would love to. I'm serious.
Oh.
Anybody hear anything that?
Yeah, you can check it up.
Like he mentions he's gonna be at the hangar a certain day. You have to let me know because I'll drive up there.
She's gullible and stupid.
That would be so
okay?
cool. You're not far away from that? Look on Google.
Oh
Maps.
no, I'm here in Queens, New York.
Oh,
so
then you're not that far, are you?
No, well, Niagara Falls is. I don't know what it'd be. 8-hour drive.
Oh, you're way south.
I'm down at the bottom, down by like New York City. Mm-hmm. But I drive 20 hours straight to get him. Mm-hmm. I will love
that's
to.
why you were arrested in 2036.
Yeah. Well, at least thank you. At least I make it that long.
Oh, they let you out.
Stock.
In 2036, crimes aren't a thing. They just kind of arrested you and went, "Don't do that," and let you go.
Get a summons.
Yeah, just a summons.
That's kind of how it is now, to be honest with you.
Well, some things change, some things don't.
I could see Elizondo like 30 years from now with a cane going, "I would tell you, but my DNA. I'm serious. I know. It was corny, but you get it. I tell you, it's kind of tough on that because it's easy to say something like, tell somebody to break a NDA or something. But I mean, when people say that it's world changing and it can affect everybody and this and that, I don't know if that's what he's claiming, but if that is, then how can you stop short? But it's world changing, but I'm not willing to sacrifice myself and save the world or everybody or let everybody know. You know what I mean? So I think he's another Doty, to be honest with you.
I forgot. Thank you very much. A kind and generous Australian $10 super chat. I'll read the others. We had a few earlier. Good day from Down Under Steve and crew. Midday here. Just watched the Ryan interview. Was interesting. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. We also had welcome to the show with a kind and generous 99-cent super sticker purchase earlier before the show even began. People were throwing money at me, which is very, very nice to see.
Hey, I found some. Oops, sorry.
And we also had one other one. Let me look at this here. We had welcome to the show and Sidvich with a kind and generous NOK. I think that's Norwegian dollars. 50 Norwegian dollars. Always so late. One day I will make it again. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. Anybody who wants to, there's a money button. Okay? Because I'm Linda Moulton Howdy Doody, and I like money. Okay? We're going to be selling you some valuable information tonight, some fake stories and fairy tales. So give us some money. Okay?
This is why you don't make it to 70.
I hear that Stephen Cambion's a sellout.
Yeah, he sold out, man.
Big sellout.
Now, building on your thought on Luis Elizondo, for real, he feels like now this is a community that's kind of based around distrust of authority and distrust of the government, and yet everyone just blindly trusts this guy who says he's from the government and goes, yeah, I know stuff. It's like, this is exactly the thing that would be like, no, red flag, but no, everyone just, Luis Elizondo.
I honestly think that's because the guy's personality, like the way he talks like, as a matter of fact, he comes off as just one of the guys or something like that, and he's very as matter of fact. And I think a lot of lies have some truth in them, but the thing is, like, he has to stop because of his NDA. He had to stop. How is he still going on talking about stuff that can't be new? Right. And if it is new stuff, then that means he's dragging it out, because why not just say it all then, what you can say? So there has to be a reason you would drag stuff out. Right. I don't know. I think something's up with that dude.
I found something here that I didn't notice before about the Stavati. Now this is in Niagara. I think that's public information here.
Yeah.
Do you want to share the screen?
Okay, let's say John R. Simon is leading the construction of an aerospace plant on the property adjacent to Niagara Falls International Airport. And then it goes on and it says the hangar has been mostly vacant for 17 years. So now did Wilcox say that he built it? I mean, it ain't.
No, he said he bought it.
Okay, well, there's other stuff here. I'm gonna, let me just link it to you so you can look.
And
at
they
it.
expect the bank to give them something like $90 million based on their public filings to build aircraft when they have a track record of having a company for 25 years and never making one airplane. So good luck getting the bank to give you $90 million. It's never going to happen.
Hey, Designs. By any chance, the link you're sending, Steven, is that from BuffaloNews.com?
No, this is actually from Yahoo Finance. Let's see. Let me see. They usually source some. They outsource Tribune Publishing, I believe, is what actually did it. Okay, let me just link it here because there's more to it. I'll read through it while you guys do this. But it looks like they're buying a residential property too. The thing is this is May 3rd of 2021. So I'm wondering as if Wilcox was involved in May. Was he? Did he even make mention of that?
Well, I'm looking at an article, and this is from April. And I just sent Steven, I just sent you the link in the email. This is from
someone's backstage.
Okay.
How are you seeing the people backstage?
Yeah, Robert.
Oh, okay. This is from April, updated April 21st. It says Biscar. It says the 46-year-old founder and CEO of Stavati Aerospace, the would-be airplane manufacturer from California with no known track record, wants to spend $26 million to make Niagara County his company's base of operations. Now, that's in April. They updated it. And you said May, so you probably have more updated, obviously. But I sent this over to you too, Steven, because...
Yeah, they're trying to get tax breaks from the local municipality, and they're telling the local municipality that they're going to borrow $90 million from a bank. That's That's not going to happen when you have a track record of never building an airplane in 25 years. You're not going to get a bank loan.
Yeah, it says in November he paid $1.2 million in cash for the vacant former Army Reserve hangar on
Which
Porter
he might
Road.
have gotten from David Wilcock, remember? He might have. Where's this guy getting $1 million from?
19.8 acres. That's about the size of, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right here. It is listed here. Niagara Falls Air Reserve Property, 20 acres.
Fair enough.
So that's coinciding with this too.
Shut up, Airman.
I'm not trying to.
Maybe when
Sorry,
you get
design.
old as me, your face will be melting too. Okay? Face isn't melting. I look good for my age.
Sorry, Designs. I wasn't trying to overstep on what you're
okay.
doing there. I just wanted to compare it with you.
Yeah, no, it's coinciding with this. So I'm going to read this and read more of that. I think it's got to be associated. It's got to be associated.
Yeah, definitely. It's 19.8.
Yeah. The founder Stavati is Christopher Beskar, aerospace engineer from Minnesota, designer of the aircraft prototypes, which will be built in the hangar on nearly 20 acres of the former Niagara Falls Air Reserve property. So there you go. Yes, it's definitely the case. Then.
Yeah, he says that he will spend at least $15 million more in the first year to turn 10 buildings into aircraft research and design facility. He's still negotiating with the Niagara Frontier TA so that they can get permission to cut through chain link fences to access the runways. Huh?
What do you need runways with a fucking hovercraft?
That's what I don't understand. Isn't this anti-gravity stuff you're talking about?
Logic here would dictate that you don't need one because you have omnidirectional fucking lift.
Right.
Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah, you can defy gravity. What's it matter? You don't need a runway, do you?
Oh, shit.
It's a landing pad, maybe. That's it.
Maybe? Yeah, I guess a landing pad, but a landing strip? No.
Let me see something. I'm doing all this reading, and I could just do a search within Chrome and I want to see if they mention Wilcock's name. No, as soon as I put in WIL, it already made an error message like, nope, not even. Yep.
I think Cambion is having a bipolar moment. He's let Linda Moulton Howdy Doody host the show.
You're muted, Steve.
Yeah, you're muted.
I think he's banging his wife right now.
Cambion.
Oh, shit.
I've heard of the Stephen Cambion, but I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is.
I just went back to stop his call, and I still don't even know who he is.
If anybody else would like to join the show, I'm putting an invitation in the live chat, but please, one rule, no nudity, please.
Hey, I have a question. Maybe one of you out there. I keep forgetting to pull up the pop-out chat. It's hard to read it. Sometimes it flies by. Anyway, I keep showing you, because, Steven, you're going to be doing stuff, G.I. Joe stuff. Like, I keep showing you the alien stuff I print out. I've been wanting to do some kind of, like, giveaway for a while, like that. And is there a simple way to do that? Like, no selling anything or whatever. Just pick somebody out of a stream or somebody in the comments. But it comes like with addresses. Like, people aren't going to want to give up their addresses, I don't believe, and all that. Like, should it be something I just leave alone? And
yeah, maybe if there's like a third party that would do that, but I think that they would charge you, of course. But
yeah, I would pay something. But yeah, I've been trying to want to give some of these things out.
Yeah, those are cool. And welcome, VCMD Propulsion.
Hey, what's up, man?
Good morning, Steven. Ron.
What's up? How you doing, VCMD?
A laboratory of, like my basement, weird stuff. Look at that.
That's a real man cave. There we go. Right.
All you need is some methamphetamines. Right?
You'll be fine. Fine.
Welcome to the show, VCMD Propulsions, who is working on anti-gravity for real, not like David Wilcock. Well, he's working on a space propulsion system, right? You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's nothing like magnetics or anything like that, because that's what everybody seems to be, turning to is like magnetic propulsion, like just jamming amperage down, coils and stuff like that. And mine is completely mechanical in nature. It's basically based off of the older devices with weights on them that flip over. You know how the weight kind of goes out of its radius and then like cuts to the inside to dampen the radius and then back out again as it's flipping over. The problem with that is Newton's third law doesn't allow for two half mass weights to go against a full mass weight. So mine is actually powered off of fluid and gas charge. So the rotor that's turning is actually getting charged with fluid, making that side of the rotor heavier, and then evacuating back to the center point in the rotor before it goes the opposite direction, which makes the rotor
it's using angular
heavy.
Momentum then, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, even that would be a limited amount of thrust, although it would probably shoot like a bat out of hell.
Angular momentum.
You don't need that much thrust in space. Ion propulsion proves that.
Yeah, once it doesn't.
Yeah, we got one.
Push it.
So far,
no
the
drag.
chambers have only filled to like 1%. They just barely got wet, and we already got a pound of force out of it, which is already better than ion drive. So, ion drives weigh about 700, 800 pounds, and they provide 0.001% of a pound of thrust, and they still use fuel. They still only have the argon or gas that's in their chamber. Once that's depleted, that's it. It's done.
Thank you. Steve S says I'm hot, and I know it. I'm still good. I'm still a good-looking lady and a fine piece of ass, even at this age. Okay.
After the show, you want to grab some food?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
She hasn't been asked out in like 20 years. How long has it been? Really?
Linda, how long has it been? I'm a little busy right now. X-Space Twin is sharing some Twitch channel, but I'm a little busy at the moment. Oh, look who's here. Kelly Dodge is here. The woman with the breasts and the coochie and the clit.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I saw that you were doing a show or doing this talk on Twitter, and I'm pissed off at you because I sent you the invitation, and then you said, forget about this guy and Linda Moulton Howdy Doody. I'm going to go do my own talk on Twitter. And you did.
The shame.
How you doing,
Don't
Kelly?
don't you have anything to say for yourself, Kelly Dodge?
I don't know how to respond to any of this. I just.
Oh well, yeah. Welcome to our panel of misfit rejects. You fit right in.
Absolutely.
But don't start talking about your breasts, your big old breasts, and your coochie and your clit again, because you cause so much trouble talking about your big old breasts and your coochie and your clit. Keep that to yourself.
Okay. Wow.
geez,
Okay, that's intense. Okay, that's intense.
That was
Hi,
pretty
hi,
raw.
Kari. How are you?
I'm only teasing you. I'm glad you said what you said. You have to stand up for us women in ufology.
Yeah, I'm starting to
We have
think
to stick
that
together.
Linda Moulton Howdy Doody has a thing for the females. I'm starting to think that.
Shut up.
Jeez, man.
Well, we were talking about Stravati Aerospace, the company that David Wilcock's going to make a hover car with that hasn't made a single airplane in 25 years.
Yeah, but they made a bunch of G.I. Joes. I mean, that kind of counts, don't it?
Yeah, Joe toys with a 3D printer and said they were
You get a free
prototypes.
G.I. Joe though with every
start.
Stravati hover car now. So it's great. They sold
Like I
both
said
of
before, where's the math? Usually when you start a company or something like that, you have to prove something, you know. Where's the math at? You
It needs
know?
to be like a white paper, right?
something. You know, oh, we're going to use ion drive, or oh, we're going to use rockets, or oh, we're going to use turbine engines, or we're going to use this, or we're going to use that. What is it? Hopes and dreams?
Kelly's very quiet. She's not usually very quiet. Why are you so quiet? Are you shy, woman?
No.
I have no idea what's going on right now. Yes.
Tell us about the talk you just did on Twitter. What did you guys discuss?
But there was no talk on Twitter.
Oh, maybe I clicked into the wrong person. I thought you did a talk on Twitter.
No.
I think Linda Moulton Howdy Doody is showing her age right now.
Yeah,
And
I
she's
swore
just
I joined
misremembering.
somebody's thing.
It's okay. It happens. You're still here. Don't worry.
Check this out. Look how
I just saw
full of
Twitter
himself.
DM, though.
Listen, look how full of himself this Jeremy Corbell guy is, right? Because I just
He was
posted
in
a
our
link.
live chat last night.
Who's Jeremy Corbell?
Yeah, he was
Jeremy
there.
Doorbell. I meant Doorbell. I just because I posted the link to this live thing on Twitter just now, and it says, "What question?" This is him, right? Jeremy Doorbell. What questions would you ask about the UFO presence on planet Earth and the nature of the phenomena? If you were given the opportunity to ask direct questions and get honest, insightful answers by those who know, time to speak up. Let your voice be heard. Let me know. So, in other words, he's that person. Like he's in the know. This guy, Mr. Pixelate.
Didn't Greer try to do that?
No, the guy that turned down $2 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he is in the. I think he is in the know.
Yeah, but he
He's a
said
white
money
hat.
doesn't matter. It's not about money.
That's my
He's a
secret.
right hat.
It's about
So
saving
why-
the
why
human
would
race.
they-
$2 billion.
And Mike Huntington on Twitter said that George Knapp made a reference to internet critics as being failed ufologists recently. So that sounds like these other live show people that when you criticize them, they either block you.
Yes, and George Knapp also said that they become comedians and make fun of this thing because they're too lazy to do the real work. And I have to believe he may have been thinking of a few people when he made those comments.
I just found something here. Speaking
Hey,
of,
Dodge, do you want to go see the spaceship under the Antarctic ice with me?
bring your coat.
There is no spaceship under the Antarctic ice. It's a myth.
You know, there's a spaceship. It's under the Antarctic ice.
Oh no, that's
No, that's
Atlantis,
just
dude.
that's a
SG-1
giant
already found
suppository.
that.
The mothership. Kelly's very quiet. Let's solo her. Why are you so quiet?
Bam.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay. You
Tell
look
us your
uncomfortable.
favorite UFO
Am I
joke.
making you uncomfortable?
No.
Maybe she's one of those women that's intimidated by other beautiful women like me. Maybe that's what it is. That's what I think it is. She's just intimidated because I'm too beautiful for her. But I mean, you know.
Are you not sweating yet, man, with that thing on?
There is definitely a time here that I'm gonna have to take a short break. And then I'm not sure who's coming back to guest host. It might be Steve Campion or it might be somebody else. Depends on how his alters are feeling tonight. Yeah.
What's
So what are you
Did you-
up to, Kelly Dodge? This is the quietest I've ever heard this woman be. She goes, talks
that
on
3
Alien
words.
Girl, and she won't shut up for 3 hours. She comes on my show, and she's like, hi. And that's it. That's it. Great contribution.
Robert asked a question in the private chat here. Do we believe in CE5? I believe in CE7, and you're not even ready for that shit, bro.
CE5 is stolen from transcendental meditation. It's all stolen from transcendental meditation.
I heard it started when someone found it on an 8-track tape.
Well, transcendental meditation is free. So Dr. Stephen Greer took something that was free, put it in an app, and he charges $10 for something that is free.
Where is it?
In the future, we don't need apps. We are apps.
I told you I bought that app, right? Just to see. Like,
I'm gonna buy it, and maybe me and you will go try to find the aliens, Ron, and then we'll review the app.
Yeah, we'll sing Kumbaya in the backyard. I took screenshots of it. Now, I don't know. I put them in a Google shared folder. I was going to send you the link, but I wonder if he'll try to sue me.
Well, it's my show. He's going to sue me, dummy. Not you.
Yeah, but it also, you know what? I remember I got so PO'd with him when his people told me when I wanted to interview him about something, and they said you need a minimum 10,000 subscribers. That was it. The guy who turned down $2 billion. I'm going to send you the link, Steven. So you could see, you could go through.
He turned down $2 billion. Oh, yeah. Why don't we play that video of him and we can all talk about that?
So, just think about that. $2 billion. And he said, nope. I'm going to just be a ufologist.
And actually, it was Kelly Dodge who brought that clip to my attention. So since she's here,
that's a good find.
Stephen Cambion told me to thank you because that's an excellent clip that displays how ridiculous this stuff is. He claims he turned down $2 billion just to keep his mouth shut about aliens.
Well, he was on Danica Patrick.
Yes, he was
on her podcast, and then he said that, and like I was looking at her face, she's like, "Oh, bitch, this guy's just fucking crazy." Like he's not doing anything with disclosure. I mean, if Stephen Greer was anything with the disclosure, he should be on UFO Twitter, and he's fucking not. And then I'm on UFO Twitter, and I don't even have a fucking stream. I don't even have a fucking channel, but yet I still have fucking people hate on me, fucking doing. I'm saying I'm gonna fucking ruin you for what? For what? I don't even.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's like a religion for them. You know, you're just insulting their religion. And I think that's actually the way it is, you know. And they come with knives ablazing. Oh yeah, they don't hold
why?
back.
I have nothing. I am not giving shits to shits. I mean, like, I am not like I'm just trying to help. I'm like, listen, I'm a video producer. If you have your channel, I'll help you like doing some marketing stuff because that's what I do for a living, and I'll help you out. And that's it. That's all I'm fucking. That's all I
ought to help Steve Cambion because his videos blow and his editing sucks, and his other helper sucks too.
Well, Kelly, you know, I understand what you're saying because you remember when Doorbell, when he released the videos of the triangle, the pyramid one.
Yes.
I was critical of that. I said, I believe that's a drone with the blinking. Somebody sent me one of those disposable emails, like it dies in 10 minutes. And at the end, they said, your kid should die of cancer. Because they blasted me about me criticizing that video.
Like, listen, like I get like even today, like I get death threats and I get like really nasty shit.
It's insane.
It is. And which is fine. It's fine. Like it hurts. Like obviously I'm gonna have like a half hour of like, oh my god, like what the fuck did I do wrong? But fuck them. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing anything fucking wrong. I'm just helping anyone, and that's it. And if you want to fucking put a dick in my fucking face and be like, oh, you're a little cunt, that's fine. Great. Fuck me. Make me have an orgasm. But you can't.
You know, you got Steve Cambion in a lot of trouble just for playing a video where you were talking about your breast and your coochie and your clit and UFOs, okay?
I know.
Some people didn't like
I need
that.
to shut my mouth. I need to shut my mouth and just not engage so much. I know.
Nah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You should keep engaging. Don't let anybody shut you up.
Maybe we should we'll watch this award video about Dr. Stephen Greer and the $2 billion. Let's and then we can have everybody react to it.
That's sick, bitch. Oh, who did that? That's sick.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to the 2021 Conspiracy Circus Awards. We have some amazing categories this year and a great many awards to give out. But this year, our first category will be Boldest Liar in Conspiracy Land. Now, Conspiracy Land is filled with
Who's this
a
guy?
lot of bold liars, psychopaths, and criminals.
Anyway?
So the competition was really
Who's
tough
Steve
this year.
Cambion?
But after listening to well over 100 Conspiracy Land characters telling incredibly bold lies, we finally found this year's winner, who is telling lies so incredibly bold they're truly worthy of an award. So we're giving him one. And the winner is Dr. Stephen Greer.
Top-notch video quality, too.
Congratulations, Dr. Stephen Greer. You're this year's award winner for Boldest Liar in Conspiracy Land. Now, I thought I'd already heard his biggest, best, and boldest lies. After all, this is the guy who once claimed he briefed a sitting CIA director about aliens. Turns out, that man said that never happened. And he made all that up. Next, he lied and said he was asked to brief Vice President Pence and also President Donald Trump about aliens. Turns out he just made all that up too. Next, he lied, well, I'm guessing it's a lie, when he said that he was getting secret briefings and meetings in the basement of the Pentagon. What an incredible, bold lie. That one is truly impressive. But nothing, and I mean nothing, no huge lie this man told in the past could truly prepare me for his newest and boldest lie yet. You see, Dr. Stephen Greer claims that the United States government once threatened to kill him and also tried to bribe him with $2 billion. Why? Well, to shut him up about those aliens, of course. But no, friends, Dr. Stephen Greer wouldn't just take that money and run. Why? Because he's a man of high integrity and impeccable ethics. He's a man of such high integrity and impeccable
Oh my god, this is hilarious. I love
the
that so
public
much.
with his so-called Orion project
My
for
favorite
hundreds
now.
of thousands of dollars to create a free energy device, but then never produced any device, let alone a working device like he promised, and he never explained where all that money went. He's a man of such high integrity and impeccable ethics who used a dead baby skeleton to scam the public out of at least $1 million while claiming it must be an alien, when it was really just a deformed human fetus. He's a man of such high integrity and impeccable ethics who just crowdfunded over $400,000 to make a film about the government's top secret plan to fake an alien invasion. He said he needed the money badly because this was an emergency. He had to get the word out about that fake alien invasion. And what was his proof? Well, a secondhand account from a former Nazi and NASA scientist. And by the way, no one can verify whether that man really ever said any of that. Why? Because he's dead. But that didn't stop Dr. Stephen Greer from collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars and selling a secondhand hearsay story from a dead man. He's a man of such high integrity and impeccable ethics who charges people thousands of dollars to attend his events where he claims to call in UFOs to a meditation. But he's been caught using pictures of moths and claiming that they were aliens he somehow summoned. He's a man of such high integrity and impeccable ethics who has been caught using military exercises and flares dropped from airplanes in military exercises, claiming they were really alien spaceships that he somehow summoned. Yeah. So he's a man of such high integrity and impeccable ethics that he refused to be bribed, even when the government offered him some $2 billion. Sure, a guy like that turned down $2 billion. Sure he did. So friends, here's a clip of our now award-winning boldest liar, Dr. Stephen Greer, telling some of the biggest and boldest lies yet.
Well, we'll stop it there. So, when you think about all the stuff that this guy did, would he really turn down $2 billion?
Hells no.
And then gave up an emergency room doctor position that he said was a $600,000 a year job in one of his things that he does in Colorado or whatever. 600,000 he said he gave up a year.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
That
He's
is
a
a lot of
weirdo.
money.
$2 billion.
What about his whole team dying, and then he said that the government killed them?
Yeah. Well, let's listen to his story. Oh, sorry.
Gotta do that lift, bro.
That's gay
Gotta
porn.
get that lift
Oh my
in.
god, you're putting on gay porn.
He messed up. He showed the wrong monitor.
Yeah, I was looking at these hop off men. No, that was an ad, Kelly Dodge. Don't try to start trouble.
Hey,
okay?
how much did he say that he needed?
Steven.
How much did he say that he needed to do the project with the Stavati?
$400,000.
How much?
$400,000 he needed to make a documentary that cost maximum $10,000. So he pocketed like $390,000 from that money. He does that every time. He collected $1 million to make a serious documentary.
It says here, Stavati has an agreement with the Niagara County Community College and Niagara Falls School District to be the lead business, blah, 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 PTEC Pro, which resulted in a 2 point.
Hold on, we'll get back to Stavati. Let's play this Stephen Greer.
That's good stuff, though, Six.
An aspect of all of this is your safety.
Oh, I don't that.
They want to kill me.
Those clowns, awesome.
Maybe that's why they haven't, right? Because you just don't let that into your consciousness as an
I'm not
option.
afraid of it.
You're not afraid of it.
It's funny that the head of Army Intelligence in 1992, when he found out what we were doing, he was so angry. He threatened me he took me to a hotel room till late in 2, 3 in the morning with an NSA, National Security Agency guy, and some other spooks. And he says, "Who the hell do you think you are?" I said, "Well, I'm a free citizen of the earth and of the cosmos, and we're making contact." He says, "You're not cleared." I said, "I don't need your clearance or permission." So we went mano a mano, and I'm a nice guy until you challenge me, and I'm going to lay you out. So Here we go. So we go mano a mano with this guy. Yeah, I grew up in the South and in a way that was rough and tumble.
Macho man down.
Yeah, I'm afraid of you. I deal with people come into the ER with automatic weapons in my face. You think I'm afraid of you? So, and then I turned to him. I said, "Look, when I was 17."
Anybody ever been in an emergency room where people had automatic weapons and they were pointing them at the doctors, or is that bullshit too?
Usually it's only PMCs and like CIA and FBI and stuff like that. The Army will not be seen with getting their hands dirty like that. That's what he just said is not something you'll see in the real world.
I agree.
And I die. I know there is no death. I know that what is within me and within all of us goes on forever and is infinite and eternal. And therefore, if you want to kill me, go ahead, but I'll be more trouble to you on the other side. And he knew I was. he knew I was going to do. He knew I was right. He knew I was right. Those people understand that. So that happened, and then about a month later, he came to an event that astronaut Brian O'Leary and I had organized up in Colorado near Estes Park in the Rockies. And he came and he offered me personally $2 billion with a B, $1 billion if I would be quiet. And I said, "No, I can't be balled off. You're not going to buy me or scare me." So he goes behind my back to my wife, who is this wonderful, sort of a Jewish doctor's daughter who sort of epitomizes noblesse oblige, very kind. In this Peace Corps, they called her Saint M because she's so kindly. But and she said, "Oh, he's such a nice man." I said, "No, he's a devil with forked tongue," because my grandmother was Cherokee. Amazing.
What does somebody being a devil with a forked tongue have anything to do with being Cherokee? Is there some legend of devil with forked tongues in the Cherokee mythology? I don't think so.
No, I think that much Cherokee in me, a little on my father's side, but he makes it a point to bring that up every time, like that, the Cherokee stuff. Every time.
He's a Cherokee prince.
A little bit of that too.
Oh, cool. Awesome. And so I
You've
said,
gotta
no. I
imply
said, we're
that
not
shaman
getting in
bloodline,
bed with these crooks, and we're not going to
He's
be scared of
spiritually
them.
aligned with his.
But yeah, and that was when $1 billion was a lot of money. Now, of course, everybody in Silicon Valley makes $1 billion a week. But
Still a lot of money, but
no,
I'm joking. But I just said,
Yeah.
how corrupt is that? Now, this gets into a big problem, Danica, is that there are people, when they start getting close to the truth, and they think they could be a little too much trouble, like I was, they are either threatened or they are given a buyout offer. Be quiet, do what we tell you to do, and there'll be a fund in some country that you can use. Maybe not 2 billion, but tens of millions. It's corruption on a really large scale. And, I met with a man in Phoenix back in '93 who said, we have provided over $10 million to at least 10,000 people or more to secure their cooperation on the secrecy. That was in '93. And this was a member of this committee I'm referring to. So between the threats and the corruption and bribes, this is, people think Watergate was a scandal or Iran-Contra. This is the biggest scandal in the history of the United States, period.
Oh, I can't stand this dude. He's just repulsive. He really is repulsive.
Here's our 2021 Conspiracy Circus Awards Boldest Liar of the Year Award.
Well,
Dr. Stephen Greener.
Here's the thing: is he's counting on the civilians that he's targeting to not know anything about military nature or how the State Department works. Most people go, "Oh, that's cool. He was threatened and all this other stuff." With what he just said to me, that makes no sense at all. They don't pay people to shut up. They just take your ass out.
They end you. That's it.
Yep.
And the thing is, if you notice him, everything he says is, so this guy or this woman, no names, anything. Anybody could create a story like that. And just, it's like that anonymous source kind of a thing. Like, this guy told me back in the day,
Yeah.
It's just, I can't stand them. But you're right.
Yeah, like a con like him wouldn't take $2 billion. And I mean, what shame? I mean, look at the shame that he's putting on himself now already, doing what he's doing. I mean, the biggest criminal in the world would say, yeah, hell yeah. So I mean, it's clear that
I would have divorced his ass if I was his wife and he would turn down $2 billion.
Oh yeah, she would have kicked him right in the ass.
See, dumbass.
Yeah, I can't believe that that's even possible from somebody like him. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. 2 billion would set him. He wouldn't even need to make another video ever.
If he was truly a threat to the power structure, he would not be allowed to function as he does.
But like VCMD said it, like, why would they even offer somebody like they would just end him? He would have had an accident. And especially that all the so-called people the government is taking out that he talks about, but him, no. They're scared of him, you know what I mean? But they took everybody else out. Come on. It's a joke.
Yeah,
they all play that game like they're so important to the world, to the future. I mean, and they're thinking 2099. Here we go. We're setting up for this. So when 2099 comes around, they ain't nowhere in sight. No, and everybody forgot them by then. They're nothing.
They're just, and it just, I don't know. I think we've said this a bunch of times. It just bothers me that these people come out with this outrageous stuff and people will defend them to the death, and legitimate stuff, or that has the potential to be some legitimate stuff, just gets dismissed like that. And it's just insane. It's like,
whenever
as Elizondo stuff, it's just, they'll go crazy
whenever
over
you
it.
present them with real facts, they'll go ahead and they'll deflect it and they'll change it to something else and try to escape that question because they don't have an answer for it. And the answer that they do have, that's the real answer, is just a fucking lie. It's all a lie. I mean, they don't want to ever admit that it's a lie, or, well, there really isn't no proof. There isn't no proof.
That's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steven.
Listen, we're coming up on an hour and 20 minutes, and there is definitely a. Oh, look, UFO Watchdog is here. From the UFO Watchdog website.
Good evening, Watchdog.
What's up, Watchdog?
Well, you guys shut your speakers up ahead.
I don't see him, and he's. You gotta maybe try headphones, UFO Watchdog. I was gonna say that we're coming up on an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm gonna throw everybody out of here, and we're gonna have a short musical break, and then we'll come back after the short musical break. Anybody who wants to stay will continue the discussion. I'm gonna put the invitation for the show in the live chat.
Is this the end of the show for you, Linda?
For me it is, but somebody's coming back. I'm not sure who yet. We'll see.
Is it going to be the same link, Steven, or like is?
No. I'm just gonna knock you backstage. You'll stay in the stream, and then when we're done playing our musical guest, I'll bring you back, or someone will. Okay, so let's pop everybody out of here. Oops. Oh, okay. So, well, what an exciting panel discussion so far. I'm your guest host, Lyndon Bolton. Howdy doody. But we're going to be taking a short musical break here. And when we come back, we'll continue the discussion with different topics. There is a link to join the panel in the live chat, and everybody is welcome to come and be a part of our panel show tonight for our Mischief Night Mayhem. One moment here. Let me see if we can do this. Yes, we can. Okay. Well, our special musical guest tonight is The Dreaming. And some of you may remember Christopher Hall from the band Stabbing Westward. And that The Dreaming is his other band that he started after Stabbing Westward, when Stabbing Westward broke up. He's still making music with both The Dreaming and Stabbing Westward. There's a new Stabbing Westward album due out soon. But in the meantime, please enjoy this excellent song from Christopher Hall and The Dreaming. We'll be right back, friends.
Yeah. like I'm putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like a frog. Gay. Friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs. Place point.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to our Mischief Night Mayhem show. And happy Halloween to all of you. I'm going to be spending the night tomorrow with my children trick-or-treating in our neighborhood, which is always so much better since we moved out of the city. It's just so much nicer here. We're in the community that we live now. So we're going to bring back our panel members. We've got Six's Design. We've got Kari. Ron Mason is here, and VCMD Propulsions. We seem to have lost Ron, but Ron from Cosmic Neighbors. You can use the same link. Oh, there he is. He's back. Okay, sure.
All right,
Yeah. So what's next here? Everybody got quiet all of a sudden.
There's a VCMD right here.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you explain a little bit to us about how this works? How does this provide propulsion? I don't understand.
Well, you see how it's nice and balanced. It's a little heavy on one side, but I mean, without touching it, it actually moves. So I've
Can
done
you
the
full
bearings
screen
and
him?
stuff.
Yeah, Steve.
There you go.
So never mind the clutter in the background. I'm a mechanic as well. So I can't show you the insides or the porting on the front that goes in through here to here. But what it does is as this gets around to here, it fills full of fluid. It moves and pulls the device forward like this. And then when it gets down to here, it evacuates the fluid back up to its middle section and out. So now the rotor is completely clear. It's just a gyro at that point. And then when it gets back to here, now this one fills and goes down and pulls forward. And you see the gear drive.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
how does that apply in like an engine? How would you apply that to like a craft?
Basically, what it does is because the fluid is attached to the rotor through this frame, the frame will want to move forward. Okay, so the whole thing wants to move in a linear fashion.
Right.
So attaching this to anything and the timing that's on this core, right now it's time to move this way. Okay, so it fills in here, pulls it forward, evacuates it, pulls it forward, evacuates it, pulls it forward, evacuates it. Okay.
So you can adjust the direction of thrust, at will.
Yeah, this core right here can be turned and indexed in a different direction. So if you want to go forward, it's out as it is here with this lockout. But you can put a servo on this lockout and it'll turn the core and lift up. So now the core is lifting here. You say?
Right.
So
how quickly is it that you can change from like forward to up?
90 degrees.
Well, however fast the servo would be. So you're limited to I'm limited to what they have now.
Right.
So, I mean, I could probably build my own jack shaft and screw set with a stepper motor that would go ring, ring, and turn it. Kind of like the old carburetor vacuum advance servos.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So plus also you could have 90 degrees here to here, And then if you want to go down or backwards, you just change the polarity on the hoses. So fluid becomes air and air becomes fluid.
Ah, right.
So it just changes.
That's cool.
Did you
now
machine that?
Yes.
Now there would be a limitation on the movement of the fluid. I mean, it can only move so fast. Is there an alternative to that, like having really low viscosity or really high viscosity type material?
Yeah, we're looking at that kind of metallic fluid that they have that I think it's called ferrofluid.
Yeah,
Liquid mercury is heavier than water,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Very heavy.
But like what Steven just said, liquid mercury is heavier than water and it'd be more efficient, but it eats aluminum.
Oh, so you'd have to come up with a different casing then, maybe.
Yeah,
to
like
use that.
titanium or something like that. This is aluminum, which is what I could afford. Just this part right here was $5,000. That's without everything else.
You can't line it with something. Can there be like a coating or something that to prevent the mercury?
Yeah,
meeting
we've
it?
talked about that. We've talked about ceramic coatings, but that's a whole nother science and it's a whole nother engineering field that I'd have to take it down, disclose what it is. People would look at it and go, why? Well, none of your business why. You know,
You'll need some real NDAs then, huh?
Yeah, all these pieces are made from different engineers. Like the stanchions were made from somebody, the rotor was made from somebody else, the core was made from somebody else. My engineer kind of messed up the core a little bit because two of the holes back here are too small. You can't get hoses on them really good. You know,
I just want to thank Area 503 for a kind and generous $5.03 super chat. He says, "Thanks for the chuckles. I have to run. You make it too hard to focus while I write." And for those that don't know, Area 503 is working on a huge story that's all about Lou Elizondo, and he has done an incredible amount of research back from this. He knows where he went to high school, where he went to college.
Oh my!
He did a huge deep dive on Lou's background and found some pretty amazing information. I've gotten a little bit of a preview for it, and there you go. And we have Q Lazarus is here.
Hey, what's up, Lazarus?
Not creepy at all. Creepy for Halloween. There we go. There he is.
Where you get that mask?
Oh wait, I know who this is. I know who Q Lazarus is. What are you doing here? This is Jason Quit. Jason Quit is here.
Son of a gun.
Look, he's all gothed up.
Jason Quit.
He's all gothed up. Maybe his wife. He's got to be his wife's gimp later, so she's going to be like putting his leashes.
Like Michael Myers discovered the smartphones.
Yeah,
I just want to poke some eyeballs. Okay.
First, his wife makes him put on mascara and eyeliner and lipstick, and then she puts a leash on him and she drags him around the house and beats him. But she's hot, so I would do it too. Look, he's even got collars on. Look at him.
I just put a leash on him and give that bitch a jerk.
All right, Dad is back.
I just.
Yeah, sorry, I was having some issues.
To say Happy Halloween, you filthy animals.
Yeah, you fit right in with these
Happy
bunch
Halloween,
of
you
rejects
filthy
and
animal.
dummies, misfits. So happy Halloween to you.
Happy
Jason.
Halloween, guys and girls.
Same to you, bud.
Bye.
I guess
Oh,
he
he's
couldn't
gone?
stay. He's got to go. He's got to go. Let his wife tie him up and beat him.
I'd rather
But,
that
you
than
know,
be
if
here
you-
right now.
If
They
you
got a
saw his-
stream going on.
If you saw his wife, you'd let her beat you too. I'm just saying.
The first thing I thought when I saw the collar on him is I have a shock collar here that I just put on him and just.
Somebody's asking you how much for the prototype. How much did the prototype cost you to
Like
develop?
$5,000 or something, right?
Yeah, just the rotor was $5,000. The stanchion was another $1,000. The core was another $2,500, and I got two of those, so that's another $5,000. So that would be
$1,150.
Yeah.
So what's the initial thrust? I mean, what gets it going? In other words,
Basically, you have tanks. Okay, you have fluid tanks and you have air tanks because you have to extract the fluid out of the rotor as it's spinning. That's what this core is for. So when it lines up in certain areas, it flips the polarity like this as this chamber passes them.
Now, is that why you would need the ferrofluid there?
Yeah.
Because of electromagnetics, right?
No, not electromagnetics. A lot of people think that it's a magnetic drive or free energy device. It's not. It has to be driven off this gear right here with an electric motor. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm a little unclear. It's like how does fluid spinning inside a chamber generate thrust?
Basically, like, you know how like in high school experiments, inertial force, you put water in a bucket and you can flip it at a certain speed. You can flip it over the top of your head,
and it won't.
Centrifugal force. Like that.
Yeah, it won't come out of the bucket until it comes back down. If you go too slow, it'll dump on top of you. But if you go faster, it has the possibility at a certain speed to lift you off the ground temporarily.
Oh, you're right. I could see that. Okay, so
so it's like a vector thrust almost, right?
Exactly, it's vectored thrust.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How controllable would that be, though? I mean, you'd have to time that perfectly to hit your mark. I mean, is there a mechanism for timing?
That's where the core comes in. The core right here comes into play because it's got ports in it at a certain time, at a certain angle where the ports open both. So when you're thrusting in this chamber, fluid comes in, gas charge is evacuated out. So now this chamber's heavy with fluid. You see? Then as it goes down to about here, now air charge is applied and the fluid is evacuated out.
Okay, so is there a reserve or a reservoir of fluid and let's say a tank for air? I mean, does it need to be pressurized there?
Yes, they both have to be almost the same. Like I only had 150 psi because that's what the tanks are rated for. And I already overcharged them to like 180, which is dangerous.
Yes,
number
it
one.
is.
But because this rotor spins past these ports so fast, it's only getting 1% fluid inside. Okay, because the ports are only open for a microsecond. So it was just barely splashing a couple of drops inside, but it was still creating thrust. It still had over a pound of thrust.
Okay, why did you choose like fluid instead of like, let's say, a sliding cylinder or something to slide back and forth? You see what I'm saying?
Well, because every time you accelerate something, something has to deaccelerate. So if you
Right,
accelerate,
you don't get nothing for free, right?
Right. If you accelerate one way, the frame wants to go the opposite direction. Using fluid, you can actually change it in the rotor and always have it empty on one side and always full on the other.
Let me see. So that's the reason why you need to swap them out, in and out, because of that, just for that reason.
Yeah, otherwise it would fill full of fluid and become balanced again. And you're
right,
not going
right, exactly, right.
So, and the insides are really intricate. It's got fluid ways and all.
What's the RPM? Is there like an optimum RPM or like a resonant frequency?
Yeah, when it had 1 pound of force, it was around 2,000 RPM. But anything higher than that, the port, the port microseconds would get too short, and then the fluid would be backed off again.
Right. You're working against yourself then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it should be noted that in space, you don't need a huge, tremendous amount of thrust because there's no drag. And this is why something like an ion thruster works. An ion thruster just shoots ions out of the back of a spacecraft. And it's such a tiny, tiny amount of force, but that's how these deep space probes worked. It's a tiny, tiny electrical charge going out of the back, pushing this thing.
Yeah.
But there's no drag, so over like a space of a year, this thing could get up to hundreds of thousands of miles an hour.
I remember some time ago, and this was years ago, that they related it to like the pressure a piece of paper might put on you. And this craft is half a ton or something. But over time, it continues to accelerate, and it doesn't stop. I mean, look at the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. I mean, Voyager 1's already out, right?
Yeah, it's out of the solar system.
That's crazy. My God.
It took them 43 years at over 38,000 miles an hour just to leave the solar system.
That's amazing. Let me see what the current speed
somebody's asking, didn't the Nazis use mercury? There was the Glock or the Bell.
It wasn't just the Nazis, but yeah.
35.
There's a lot of stories that's around Mercury spinning in a vortex. Both the TR3B story, which Edgar Fouché talked about, who I believe is very, very critical, very, very, very credible, Edgar Fouché was. He said that there was some kind of liquid mercury spinning vortex that canceled out the effects of gravity in the TR3B. And then we've got the Nazi Bell that was supposed to use a spinning mercury, and a few other stories involving UFO craft that use spinning mercury.
That's the thing about those coils and spinning mercury. Mercury is magnetic to a certain point. Anything over and it becomes unmagnetic because it overheats, and magnetics don't like heat.
Yeah.
If you take a magnet and you put it in a toaster, it'll lose its magnetics.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, so everything has to be super cooled.
Right, it's just like the computers. When they get hot, they become unstable. It's the same idea.
So basically, that device that you're talking about, Stephen, is the electronic version of this. This is a mechanical version of that.
Yeah, they use red mercury that was pressurized at 100,000 atmospheres or something crazy like that. Is what Ed talked about.
So I have a question. With these vectors, are you expelling the fluid and then not retrieving it back, or is it like a closed system where it's
a closed system?
Cool.
Whatever comes out has to go back in.
Right.
So the actual device has 2 pressure tanks, one for fluid, one for air. Okay, we're going to be using heavier gases once we get the rest of the system built. That way we can retrieve it instead of just going out in the atmosphere. But there's supposed to be 2 pressure pumps. They go to tanks, and then the tanks to this to buffer it. You don't want a pump spitting next to something else is spitting. That's why they have accumulators on hydraulics, so it doesn't bump like this. It's nice and smooth as the pressure varies. Okay, and then there's going to be 2 extraction pumps that are actually pulling out the same amount back to the tanks, and then it recycles over and over and over again. So it's a closed system. That's the way it's supposed to be run.
But you'd still have to be able to pass EPA regulations. Like, for instance, and maybe some people don't know it, but in California, you can only get specific shocks or struts because of the materials that are in it. Other states may vary a little bit, but I would imagine that you'd have to meet the EPA standards as well.
Well, it would be heavy gases, and it'd be for space flight and stuff like that. I mean,
I see what you're saying.
Even
you're right. You're thinking of outer space and not necessarily from the ground. I got
right, but it could be used in a car. If you take the whole thing and tip it on its side, it would push forward or push backwards. You push on the brake pedal, the polarity changes and pulls the car back. There's no
now how does this defeat the conservation of energy in that manner?
It doesn't.
So it's not breaking any physical.
Would it be possible if you got this drive working to like a production standard? Imagine having 4 of those engines perfectly synchronized, replacing wheels. Would that be a hover car? Kind of like in Flubber?
Yes, it would be.
Flubber?
You would need at least 3. 4 would be preferred because if one fails, you'd still have what you call control surface.
Right. With 2, you're balancing on a line. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole car would be tipping and tilting, and it would be really horrendous. But if you have, like, let's say 1 in the front of the car and then 2 in the rear, they're half the size, the whole car would be able to lift up off the ground or go forward or go backward, on its frame. Going side to side would be kind of pointless because obviously it's a car, not something that's in the air. But if you were like, there's this video on YouTube of the death of rocketry, and basically he goes through exactly what this does. And you could take ships and ship containers, entire containers, to the 100th floor of a building, and then bridge sideways on it and leave it there until they offload it and then fly away, or build an entire building outside the city and move the entire building.
That's pretty cool.
So its primary purpose would be for use in space, right? Now think of this then. Whatever you're moving needs to be able to take those G-forces too. So you'd probably have to have a titanium craft in that manner.
Yeah. The biggest problem we had in the mathematics of basically we took a model of known spacecraft that have gone from Earth to Mars and looked at their performance. And they're traveling around 24,000 miles per hour, 50,000 miles per hour.
Conventional fuel.
Yeah, after the rocket launches and that rocket fuel's gone, that's it. You're coasting. So, but with what this falls under is something called constant acceleration. So 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 80,000, 160,000 miles per hour because of 1G of force. So, it's
okay. So being electrical would allow you to put solar panels on it and power it that way.
It would be solar panels for like backup battery power, radioactive.
The closer you get to the sun, the more vibrant that is. They work better.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't know is that a lot of satellites, well, especially not so much satellites, but more deep space probes, use a nuclear battery, which will last 100 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it could, as long as it's got a power source to provide the electricity to run this thing, it should work, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
It's mostly control surfaces, and they do have like small micro filters. It does gain oxygen over a long period of time that they recompress, and they use it to control the satellite, which a lot of people don't know. But it takes a long time just to get one molecule of air into that space. So the bad thing about deep space satellites is that they do require power. The reactors, the micro reactors, do have a lifespan, and solar panels are a great backup as long as you're around the sun.
Right, because they're not 100% efficient. Right.
Once you get out beyond, Pluto or whatever, there's no more light.
Right. And
the further you get from the sun, the less energy the solar panels will be taking.
And that's the same with solar sails. Solar sails, they're like talking.
Yeah,
about
that solar sails to me are a joke, because how are you? What are you going to do? You need something in between when you're between solar systems.
Yeah.
It would only work while you're in the solar system.
Yeah, you get stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They use those sails also to prevent heat, also, right?
I think so.
No, they gain heat.
Don't they? Because I was thinking about, well, it's not a sail, but like on the James Webb.
Yeah, they're going to put that up.
I forgot the material that it's called, but I know it's to keep because the telescope has to stay cool like
Cobalt.
that. So it has that reflective material.
It's cobalt powder.
What was that?
Mylar?
It's cobalt powder. You're talking about the gold shimmer?
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I'm just putting them together because the sail and everything, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, what that's supposed to do is it's supposed to take the radiant heat from the electrons hitting the panels and disperse them back to space. So, but by doing that, the solar panels can last a lifetime, but they only get about 50% of the actual sunlight through the cobalt.
Gotcha.
And Black Lotus Productions with a kind and generous $5 super chat saying, interesting show. And this is something I totally agree with. Anti-gravity is the most important science we should be studying. But I want serious research, and I don't want con artists like David Wilcock to hijack that subject. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support, Black Lotus. Much appreciated. We're a viewer-supported show, so if you'd like to throw some money at us and support the show, there's a money button down there, or join our Patreon. Links in the About section of both the video and our channel here. Thanks for your kindness, Black Lotus Productions.
Any more questions?
Well, I mean, how far along are you? Like,
in all generosity,
I was going to say, what's
I
next
think
for you?
I'm only about maybe 15% into this.
Wow.
I mean,
how long have you been working on it?
Yeah, how long?
I'm not going to say this thing's ready to fly. Oh, we're going to have space cars in like a year.
Tomorrow.
I'll 3D print them for you if you want.
God damn it. I thought that I could get you over here in my garage and we could beat David Wilcock to market with the hover cars.
We're going to beat him to Mars.
This is closer than him. This right here is already closer than him. You know,
Right.
And he's getting, and this is what pisses me off, is he's getting millions of dollars because people want to hope for something. They're paying for hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is why I reading that article, and this is why I asked how much he was actually asking for. Now, the Stavati made an agreement with the community college and the school district, and it says right here, which resulted in a $2.67 million grant for the school district and college to help prepare for it. Now, this is leading to the idea that the students will be learning at the Stavati location. And that's what I get from that. Now, 2.67 million. I mean, it is. And think of this. This is what I'm thinking. What is he going to do? Is he going to say, "Well, the school district owes me $600 million or whatever he's asking for"? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, is he going to grift off that?
And then count the proceeds.
Is he going to steal from the cookie jar kind of thing?
But besides that, what is he going to teach the children? How to not make an airplane for 25 years while you have an airplane company?
How to be a successful scam
Is he going to teach them to make like really nice graphic drawings of airplanes and then never build them? Because that's all the guy's done. Or laser rifles that he was hyping that he never built. The guy is a complete and total scam artist fraud, in my view. And he's the perfect partner for David Wilcock. And some have theorized that David Wilcock is so dumb and gullible. Like, let's just have a thought experiment for a moment. What if David Wilcock isn't like a total con artist? What if he's just stupid and gullible and believes all these people? And then this guy came along and said, he claimed in a video that this guy said he built 3,500 spaceships. And the secret space program is using them to fight the reptilian aliens. What if David Wilcock really swallowed that and gave this guy a couple of millions of dollars? You know, I think that would be karma. David Wilcock deserves to lose.
Could you imagine being Elizabeth right now?
I know. I think she's watching my shows yelling at him. That's what I think.
Punching him in the ribs.
You know, what about me? As a small
forehead.
What about me as a small inventor? Maybe I should lie. Maybe I should. Oh, this lifts 1 ton. You know, and get all this money from crowdfunding and all this other stuff.
And let's be very clear. This is a device intended to be used in space, and it provides very little thrust, right? But more than an ion propulsion engine would. Is that accurate?
Yes.
You said earlier it was more than an ion engine.
Yeah, because the whole device together without the retrieval pumps and retrieval tanks and stuff like that, just using a 24-volt electric motor, 2 car batteries, the control mechanism, the tanks and the fluid, and this device was around 150 pounds. And we got about a pound of thrust out of it. And that's only because I was getting 1% of fluid inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine what this thing could do if I could get all that pressure inside of here.
Yeah.
You know, an ion drive is 0.001 pound, and it weighs a half a ton.
Yeah, they're very heavy.
And that's also the other thing is ion drive still needs fuel. Whatever it left with is what it's going to have.
Yeah, most of them use the deep space probes use ion engines, and they use nuclear power source. We just aired that Stanton Friedman interview. He was a huge fan of nuclear. Well, he's a nuclear physicist, but he was a huge fan of these tiny nuclear power sources. He told me that they were the size of a basketball, but they could provide a small amount of power over a 100-year period. That's why he was so fascinated with them. You know.
Yeah. Matter of fact, one of my team members is in Australia, Blake, and they deal with fringe power sources, and they've got small micro reactors for stuff too.
Yeah, somebody's asking if you got. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Have you been approached? Have you sought a patent for this device yet?
The thing about the patent is it's more than what I can afford right now. That's why I'm not showing the back side of it. That reason right there. You know, if we're going to open this to the public, it would be a crowdfunded, or open source, and everybody could do it, and then it wouldn't be mine anymore.
But so long as you get the patent, right?
Right. And the patent, just to do this, we already went through this process. I've got 2 other patents that I actually have for tools, and they cost a lot of money. They cost about $10,000.
Yeah, I looked into patents for something that I was developing for my company. And then I finally just said, I can't afford the patents, and even if you do get patent protection, it's very hard. Chinese rips off everybody. They rip off everybody, so they don't care about patents, copyrights, trademarks. They don't give a shit.
And there's nothing we can do about it either.
Yeah, they would be. And actually, I wanted to get a patent for a certain kind of a microprocessor chip that was sort of like a mega chip that had 10 processors on it. And first of all, I didn't want to put out the money, and then the patent office tell me that's not unique enough. But our design was very unique, and I thought it was patent worthy because it also had GPUs. It was a long time ago, but anyway, I knew that as soon as we made it, even if we got the patents, as soon as we started making these chips, the Chinese would rip the chip off in a month.
Oh yeah,
and they'd be making them for half the price that we would.
Yeah, and they're the ones that would have to supply you with the chips for your stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any video
it's
of
sinful.
the test that you did? I'm interested to see it like in action. Do you have any video of that?
What's that? Are you
Do
asking?
you have
me?
any video of it?
Oh,
Do you have any
we
video of it?
we do have video. Yeah. The only thing is through email or Facebook or whatever, the megabytes are too big because I'm only allowed like 5 megabytes per video.
Yeah, we can have you come back and show us some more of this in the future.
So, but yeah, we have run it. I mean, it's still kind of greasy on the inside, you know, from the coolant because we're using glycol and air pressure to create the force. And that's not exactly the best fluid that we could use, you know, because glycol is actually lighter than water.
Do you have a link to your stuff here? I don't see it on.
I don't.
Okay, because I don't see it on YouTube. All I see is the small one, but I'm not sure if that's you.
There's a big one that I first designed that I was balancing on a table with music with a small electric motor just to make sure it was balanced. And that was the first prototype. That's where this one came from. So we have a Mark II, which is this, and a Mark VI version.
Yeah, we asked how long have you been working on this device?
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
Probably about the last 6 years. My team was created about 3 years ago.
Right on.
So
do you have a date that you can kind of, you know, guesstimate when it might be done?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my buddy here, Steven, has talked to, I think you've talked to Clay, right? Before.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the thing is Clay has a couple of links to MIT, which this is supposed to be reassembled. I've just been doing the gaskets on the inside to keep the fluids and air from mixing as it goes through because we had a bad cavitation problem where the fluid was cavitating on the inside because of the high pressure. Once I get that fixed, we're going to take the tanks and this to MIT and have it tested in a vacuum chamber.
Oh, that's cool.
So
right, they'll do it as a science experiment. So, you know, and schools are like that too. If you can give them something that's workable or that would teach the children, at least schools around here will even do it, like the vocational schools. They'll let you do that. Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
You know, as long as I create it and I build everything that's supposed to be with it.
Hey,
you know.
hey, what if one of the students goes ahead and improves your project?
Well, I mean, the military would be calling. I've already gotten a couple of emails because I know a guy named George Danos that was the original owner of Virgin Galactic, and he's a part of the UN right now. And I keep updated with him, and the UN doesn't like something like this because it could possibly lift a weapon into orbit.
Yeah.
So, and because of the 1974 or 1976 space treaty, there's not supposed to be any weapons in outer space, you know, like rods of God or nuclear weapons or lasers or anything like that. They're scared of this already because on my videos I published with him, it was already been an ion drive and it showed potential. So they're already like, well, if he gets any further with this, we're going to have to put levies on him, you know? So I don't know where that's going to go. I haven't heard from them for the last year. So, you know, it's kind of the dark world, you know?
Super High Def is here. And I just want to mention to them that tomorrow I'm going to be doing an afternoon show where I will be talking about different blogs. I'm going to be talking about UFO Watchdogs blog. I'm going to be talking about Super High Def's blog and reading some portions of both Super High Def and UFO Watchdog and Bad UFOs. So we're going to be kind of doing a sort of a review of the better blogs that are out there about the subject of UFOs and aliens. I'm a week or more behind of doing that. I promised Super High Def I would do it. I'm always a man of my word, but I'm very busy, so I apologize, and we'll get that out tomorrow, hopefully.
Have you ever heard of Alien Scientist?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, you might want to go to his APEC conference and give a presentation. Talk to him about this because it's right up his alley. They gather together all kinds of scientists and people that are working on like lost Tesla inventions and Tesla technology and people that are. It's called the APEC conference, Alternative Propulsion something. But they gather together all of these scientists. He's a physicist himself. He's got a physics degree, and all of his friends are like super brainy, guys that are working on alternative propulsion. If nothing else, those guys would be good people for you to know because they're all
because they're doing something similar, and I watched them once in a while, and they're doing something similar now. They're using the centrifugal force and the angular momentum to propel something. I mean, in the shop, I'm going to say this looks very dangerous. That thing's zipping. If that thing's at 1,500 RPMs, I mean, what if that thing just hails off and who knows where it's going?
Yeah, that's why this one's so over-designed and there's so much aluminum in it because, the electric motor with the chain drive, we had it 2-to-1. Or no, we had it 1-to-2. Yeah, 2. Okay, so every one rotation of the electric motor was 2 rotations of the rotor.
So that thing zip, or it could be, right?
Yeah, it could go up to 20,000 RPM.
Jeez.
Because the electric motor was rated for 10,000 RPM.
Yeah, they're doing something very similar, or we're on the same principle as angular momentum in particular. So it might be something you might
vectored thrust.
I just want to mention Super High Def. I made you a moderator, so you could put your blog link in the live chat, and everybody could check it out. You'll probably get some people checking it out. It's a very good blog about like ancient aliens and kind of what a joke that is. And he's, the blog is good. It's somewhat skeptical.
So
here we have Willie Music is here. Welcome, Willie Music.
Hey, Willie.
Hey guys.
Hello.
I think this is your first time here, so welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Hey, Steve, I'll be back in 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry about that. I'm blocked this out.
Yeah, if anybody needs to go, that's quite all right. I think I don't
I'm
know
gonna hop
that.
out for like 1 minute. I'm just gonna turn my camera off.
Okay, I'm not sure how much longer we're gonna go. We're already past the 2-hour mark, and I wasn't planning on making this one of those 5-hour ones.
I'm sorry I came so late.
No, it's quite all right. We're glad that you're here. So, what is your interests in all of this crazy stuff?
Oh man, I'm just here because I found you because I hate David Wilcox. I actually gave him I gave him a chance though. Actually, I watched his stuff. I'm very open minded, and he was right on a couple little things that kind of drew my interest. But man, he's just straight robbing people, and I think that he must be delusional, or evil, to be taking all that money from people.
Well, we have extensively covered all the scams that he ran in the past. We have the Convergence Pictures LLC, which he took 3 rounds of funding from people.
I've been watching you, Steven.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
He never made a film. Then we've got the Pete Peterson scam, where he raised $60,000, claiming that the police were knocking through this guy's door and all this stuff, and it turned out to be that was all lies. So he collected $60,000 under false pretenses. Then he did the Emery Smith PayPal scam, which collected over $50,000 for Emery Smith, claiming that Emery Smith was under attack by the deep state, when the reality was he was in the hospital for alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, drunk, yeah.
He was drunk.
Damn.
Then we've got the 501c3 scam, where he's collected, we don't know how much because he won't release the paperwork as he's required to by law.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
we've got the first year that shows that he collected $70,000 and spent it all on himself and did zero charitable work with the $70,000 he collected. Unless you
How
count
is he
buying
not in
and
jail
selling.
right now?
I have a working theory, and that is, and it's a little out there though, but it's quick to explain. I believe that the government likes idiots like him out there telling everybody that all these things that people are seeing in the sky are UFOs and aliens, because it hides their secret projects, it hides their stealth blimps that are over every major city. I'm going to say that again. There are stealth blimps, quite possibly owned by the United States government, being operated over every major city.
Damn.
Right? And we've got all these drone projects. They want people. They want people looking for aliens, not their tech. So I think they give him a pass. Let him scam people as long as he keeps pointing at aliens. He's one of their friends, and that's a theory, but it's a good theory because I don't understand how this guy can continually skirt the law like this and never face criminal prosecution.
Yeah.
The latest is great. He's telling people, buy my course for $333, and my insider is going to share all this insider information, and he made 3,500 spaceships. Friends, the United States government to date has not made 3,500 spaceships, but we're supposed to believe that some failed aeronautics guy who had a company for 25 years and never made a single airplane somehow beat the United States government with number of spaceships produced and produced 3,500 spaceships. And he's taking people's money saying this guy made 3,500 spaceships. I think if he can't show the proof that that guy made spaceships, it's 100% consumer fraud, taking people's money saying, this guy's my insider and he's going to give you all this information and he made all these spaceships. And it gets wilder and wilder because now he made 3,500 spaceships that were using to fight the gray aliens and the reptilians that are on Earth eating people. It's so crazy. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, the stories are just totally outlandish. They're straight from sci-fi or Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I'm still hung up on the fact that he needs a
flying around
runway.
right now with this. I got a space car right now. I'll tell it to you.
You're inside the ship.
Yeah, your ship looks really junky like a garage, though, bro.
50,000 meters.
I'm inside my spaceship right now, hovering around the moon. I just got really good internet.
It's just so
You
ridiculous.
get good reception up there, eh?
And there's another pivot going on too. And someone pointed this out. I didn't really catch this, but he's pivoting from Ra and these blue chicken aliens of Corey Goods into Christian mythology. Now it's angels giving him this information. Before it was the blue avian aliens that
Obi-Wan
Corey was in contact with. Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Corey already took him there. Corey already took him there with the being Enoch, remember?
Yeah.
So
Corey
had already led him down that path.
Well, we need to steal all we need to steal all the people and all the money from these two guys, Greer and fucking this other guy, David, and give it to me.
Well, at least you might do something with it. You might build something with it. Yeah.
Call Stavati. Get a hold of Stavati.
Steven, let me. One of your audience members recently, didn't they say they purchased the course?
Yeah, Alien Scientist did. Jeremy
Did you ever hear
Rice.
from him?
No, I have to catch up with him because
Curious.
But I haven't heard. I think he's waiting until the entire course is over and he's sitting there watching it all, taking notes.
Right.
And then he's going to blast him. I think he's going to just destroy him because Jeremy's a real physicist. So if David Wilcock is teaching pseudoscience fake shit for $333, a real physicist is going to blast him, and that would be Jeremy Scientist. I hope he does. Yeah, go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
Well, what was I going to say? Shit. I'm sorry.
To be all the
Forget
time.
about it. Oh yeah, I remember. Why doesn't one of us just have to suck it up and pay the $333 and then screencast it? Because I've been looking everywhere for it.
There might be a
know.
law on that, though. I mean, or like you signed away saying that you couldn't do that retransmit or whatever. I'm guessing that because think of it. If they're going to run this scam properly, they need to cover the bases so that they don't get caught doing it. And here, look at. I mean, the whistleblowers that come out to go ahead and bust them and stuff. I mean, was there such a thing as an NDA? I mean, NDA's thrown around like like it's
Yeah,
gospel or something.
Just to
Everything's
be
NDA.
clear, just to be clear, if there's a way to get something on a pirate site, you know, anyway, it's not anywhere out there. I checked. It's not anywhere out there.
Yeah,
on
I
any
did too.
pirate sites
Yeah,
or-
I checked all torrent.
Way to stop short there, Steve. Go to.
I don't want to incriminate myself, but
That's
I
good.
look for it. I do not.
I'm glad you did that.
I could. I
On the
almost
pirate
did.
base.
That's
I almost
funny.
did.
Oh, shit.
I almost bought the course because I thought I could justify spending the show's money on that because I can cover it, right, and make more content and inform the public. But then I thought that's an awful bunch of super chats, and we're not, you know. We're doing good, but we're not doing. I'll just throw $333 at David Wilcock.
Yeah.
And
well, I don't want to support that asshole.
I don't want to support that. Yeah, I didn't want to give him money. You know.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about NDAs. Is I have NDAs with my teammates. That's why I can't show the insides of it. That's the part that I can't.
Yeah, he was going to come on the show and talk about this propulsion system for 2 hours. Then his partners got to him and go, "Are you nuts? Shut up! You're not going on that guy's show."
I'm waiting for a text right now. What the fuck are you doing?
Maybe you can just ask what was her name? Marissa? I can't remember her name now. The one you had on a couple days ago. Can't you just ask her and see what maybe the agreement was? I mean, I'm sure these people, I just don't see them doing this without having some agreement that says you can't share anything you've learned here, kind of thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like he says you'll be able to download the videos once you pay for the course, and you'll be able to download them for a certain time period, like for a year or so. So I would think that they'll get leaked eventually. Somebody's going to leak those on him. Somebody probably pissed off. That
I'll let you guys know if I find them.
Yeah,
please
I'll look
do.
for him.
Yeah.
I'll look for him myself.
Someone says David is watching.
David, yeah.
He's always
not
watching.
only is David
right.
watching, his wife is watching and taking notes, and she's going to use all the information we're sharing to yell at him.
Archangel Michael will tell him tonight.
That's right.
Crazy. No, I could imagine his wife. I could imagine his wife watching my coverage of the scammer that he's getting involved with, and the chief operating officer is also a scammer. So we've got two scammers running a company that David Wilcock might have been dumb enough to pump millions of dollars of his own money into.
Jesus. Yeah, that's
what do you think
so
his
wrong.
wife is going to do to him if this all goes south and he really did that? He's in trouble. Oh,
Who do you think?
Hey, I got to get going,
Wilcock in the
guys.
movie?
Nice to meet you. I'll see you around.
Nice to meet you.
I will.
Hey, have a good one,
Thank
man.
you. Thanks for coming.
I just saw something on my VCMD that's really cool. Like, you see this little tiny bolt? You can put it in over here. Okay, I'm going to put it in over here. Okay, it's totally balanced. Like, if I touch it, it's completely balanced. All I got to do is take this one little tiny bolt out and put it over here on this side.
It's crazy.
That's my bearings right there.
Down
That's
Jones
awesome.
Muller is asking, is that Russian bug wing powered flying platform for real? Well, all I have to tell you is if you can go catch 300 or 1,000 flies and glue them to the bottom of a board and you think that's going to create anti-gravity, good for you. I've seen that thing and I thought, this is so stupid and ridiculous. Who would even come up with
wait,
this?
the David Wilcock Italian video from 2011?
No, I don't know about that. But
anti-gravity beetles?
No, there's a story about some guy who invented an anti-gravity flying platform that he could ride, and he did it by basically attaching flies to the bottom of a board and standing on top. It's just so bizarre. Yeah.
How is that even
definitely a hoax.
possible?
That's not even possible.
What if his wife's guilty pleasure is watching Steven? Well, she's got to, maybe for all we know, I pump up her tires, but he gets to ride the bike. You don't know. You never know.
You can dream.
Ron's still thinking about that. He's like, what?
No,
Pump up the tires.
He's got the singing balls.
I'm actually reading up on that guy Biscar.
Yeah, we can get back
one
to that.
The one that Six is checking out and all that. But I'm dead serious. Anybody out there here that David makes an announcement that I'm gonna be up in that, let me know. like that. Contact me anyway. I am dead serious. I will
You gotta
drive
get
up
the
there
cameras out.
and jump out of a bush. I even have one of those suits like that. I swear, I'll put it on and jump out of a bush and just say like this. I have some questions for you. Like that. Let's see, and I'll live stream it.
But
I'll
we
live
are
stream
now
it.
any bushes.
Yeah, Ron is now promoted to Truthseekers field reporter. If he can get
There you
that
go.
to happen.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking because this story, and again, I had sent you the link to this, and I'm not suggesting you read it all, but check it out later, Stephen, because
Yeah, I definitely will.
this like the people, like when you're in business, the word skeptics being brought up in this stuff, that says a lot.
Well, besides that, I think that the local municipality that has given them money or given them tax breaks, I'm going to call them and I'm going to ask them if they know that David Wilcock is claiming that he made 3,500 secret spaceships.
It's got to be on public record about the building just alone, right?
Yeah.
It has to be public record.
And he actually got the New York Power Authority gave him some breaks, but it says the Empire State Development Court, which in December refused to give Savati any direct assistance because the project is too speculative.
Yeah,
and
in other words, risky.
Exactly, and the guy's saying that's disappointing and everything, but it says I don't want to go through it because I lost the spot that I had here, and I don't want to tell you. Hold on till I find it, but they're talking about going up against things like Bowen, Northrop, and all that. And this guy is like, trust me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Canadian government.
But why did they need a runway?
Too.
That's the thing that gets me is when David came out and he was pushing this anti-gravity, right? These hover vehicles. Then he comes out the next video with this thing showing you wings. And now with runways, what do you need that for if you're talking anti-gravity? What runway? You could, you know what I mean? You could do it in your backyard, just go up, out, and that's it.
Well, you got to remember too that you don't know what the other scammers in this company are telling people. They could be trying to, solicit investors saying we're building fighter aircraft here, or we're building transport aircraft. He showed all these aircraft that would look like regular airplanes. So it could be all part of the scam. They're trying to get investors. David Wilcock's going to scam the UFO community, invest in this company.
Right.
We're going to make hover cars.
Multi-genre.
Mm-hmm. And the others are scamming people saying we're going to make fighter airplanes.
And to be honest with you, I forgot who said it earlier, but we aren't the target. We're actually his nightmare audience. We're not the target audience. They want the ones out there that hear about UFOs here and there, the general public. But ufologists, they don't want. We're not his target. Like that.
Here,
Where's
it says right here. It says right here. Now this is of May of 2021. It says the company has signed no contracts yet for production. Now, granted, that's in May. There are plans in work, including the production of fighter jets for Taiwan, and 6 letters of intent to build prototypes for governments and private parties.
Yeah, but I can write a letter of intent to the government to build a prototype, and that means nothing.
Right.
It means absolutely nothing, and also. Here's the thing:
would that not be really tricky geopolitics with Taiwan having fighter jets?
Remember too, David Wilcock said that they were going to have a MiG airplane that they were retrofitting. Where's the MiG? Where's the MiG? Do you know what a MiG, even a used one, a piece of shit, costs on the military market?
Right,
millions of dollars. You're not buying an old MiG for less than millions.
And
he said he was going to buy a MiG. Him and his partner were buying MiG airplanes. And they were upgrading them and updating them, and they would
4.65 million.
I have something to say.
Make 29.
Who? First of all, you can't just sell military jet aircraft to people. You can't.
Department of Defense will be all over you.
Countries, Department of Defense will be up their ass.
Oh yeah.
So none of this makes any sense. He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
None of it makes any sense.
And also, the military, if there is new technology, they don't share with civilians.
Oh no!
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, they absolutely not. This is what I mean. It's the same with David Wilcock. If he was really a threat to the power structure, he would not be allowed to operate doing what he's doing right now. So
he's a relative of Greer.
He used the same Greer riff, which is what happens if you become too dangerous? They either threaten to kill you, or they pay you off. But David Wilcock added the lead or gold thing. You either get the lead or the gold. You make your
chose
choice.
the lead.
No, he said that the government's not going to do the gold or lead thing with them. They're allowed to do what they're doing.
Okay. Well, they all try to do the same thing too. That we have government contacts, or the government is talking to us, and the governments of the world are talking to us. And they don't show a bit of proof of any of it. Maybe they chatted with them on Twitter or something, and that's what they're saying. Oh, okay, I said hi, and that's enough. I had contact with them.
Just that. I guess he's the CEO, the guy Beskar, right? So just
The founder,
look at this.
yes.
The founder. Okay, thank you. Look at this quote on him. I was inspired by Star Wars. He says, how do you build the Millennium Falcon and the Starship Enterprise? How do you make this stuff real? For me, that translated into airplanes. So I could see his pitch like that to get contracts like that. The last thing they want to hear is you talking about Millennium Falcons.
So could this potentially be a scam and a scam, kind of thing down the line? I mean,
yeah, it's one con artist scamming another one. Apparently, it could be that guy's a con artist and he's scamming David Wilcock, making David Wilcock give him millions of dollars, and he gave him a fancy title, Director of Advanced Technology. Yeah.
Well,
This
now
is
we've
just
got
crazy.
Who was the guy from last night who was interviewing David in that video? I forget his name.
Mike Adams.
Mike Adams. So now he's carrying David's water with that, and you have to wonder, like, is Mike Adams invested in this company too? Like, why would he be all in for something that's obviously bullshit?
I'm going back to what Steven said when you guys, actually a few of you said this, that maybe they are using David as the spokesperson, the infomercial guy. He's the infomercial guy.
Let's get the ancient aliens guy to pitch our serious company to military people. You got to go to military people to get funding. You got to go to military people to get customers. What military person is going to sit in a meeting with David Wilcock, the ancient aliens idiot, and
with his 3D printer
and take anything he says seriously? Like, this is the guy who's right now running around telling people that reptilian aliens and gray aliens are eating humans, and we have to stop them.
That don't help.
Well, Ghost Baby Scientist is here. Welcome, Ghost Baby Scientist.
Who goes?
Greetings. Hold on. I gotta get rid of this thing here.
That's a good mustache you got there, man.
So I gotta tell you all, I'm sitting here listening. I'm listening to your big brains talk about engineering and servos and gyros and all this sorts of shit, and no one's talking about the recent information that was released from the Pentagon about the Ghost Baby.
Yeah.
I thought it was about this D, but okay, whatever.
No, Tom DeLonge. Tom DeLonge released it.
Well, the Black Vault covered that. I'll link that too. So hold on.
Tom DeLonge released it, and if it wasn't for ex-burrito lady turned YouTube journalist Tiffany Chimichanga, we wouldn't have known about it. And it's some crazy shit, man. Now we know that aliens are just ghost babies searching for space milk interdimensionally.
All right.
What do you think about that?
More you know.
Solve the mystery.
I mean, you've seen that Greer baby, right?
Yeah.
That was a dehydrated Greer alien carcass that didn't have milk.
Maybe that's what happened. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's what happened. Space milk.
Well, see, this
No. But please, on this Samhain, which is the anniversary of the great Indian Ghost Baby War of 1912, like, let's talk about, engineering. That sounds great.
Thank you. Let's actually talk about some shit here.
I agree.
And not ghost babies?
I'm quite fascinated by it.
I want everyone here to give Tom DeLonge the credit of, being the purveyor of such, hard truth, as we've come to know him since his seminal band, Blink-182.
Hey, I forgot to ask you, did you listen to the song I sent you there, Prag?
We've never met.
Oh, come on. Yo, I need help to finish an album, and everybody I ask says they're going to help me, but nobody does anything. And so I got frustrated, and I wrote a song called "Help." And then I sent it to the people who said they're going to help me, and they didn't even listen to the song.
Was it to help you realize?
There's the video that those people.
It was to help me realize that I should just do it myself. And
No, to help you realize to internalize the pressure and the pain of the ghost baby epidemic.
Maybe that's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been hard.
Have
You
you heard
remember when
about the
Carl
ghost
Sagan?
baby
Remember when Carl Sagan released that record into space?
Yeah.
Riddle me this: how did they have Crazy Town's 2001 hit "Butterfly" on that record set in the early '80s?
That's bullshit. They didn't have that.
That's time travel, baby.
Hey, I've heard about there's a temporal agent.
Come on,
around.
Butterfly.
Maybe he did it.
Sugar, baby. You know that one.
Maybe, yeah.
So,
I was just hoping you guys were all going to touch on it. I saw Jason Quit here earlier doing a Buffalo Bill, goodbye horses. And I didn't see him say shit about the ghost baby.
Is that a real story, really? Tom DeLonge said some nutty stuff recently, and I missed it?
Let me answer that with another question. Has Tom DeLonge said nutty stuff recently?
Yeah, he says nutty stuff every time.
All right. Well, fair enough.
I have a question. Did you guys hear about Corey Good creating the cult, Blue Chicken Cult Enterprise, which is basically a rip?
That.
It's basically going to be a rip-off of To the Stars Academy, but Corey Good themed.
So check this out.
And they're gonna David with the hover cars, like, oh, we're gonna make spaceships, we're making movies and entertainment and documentary, and it's all this like weird narrative that's just ripping off of To the Stars Academy.
I got a whiteboard here. I'll draw the lines for you. So
you got a whiteboard?
Blue chickens, space chickens, am I right? Right?
Blue chickens, am I right?
Excuse me. Sorry for cussing. Babies in space, am I right?
Ghost babies?
Ghost babies, because they're interdimensional. I'm sorry. I'm trying to dumb it down to be a layman to all the engineers.
Gotta break it down from the 70s.
The ghost babies milk the chickens or the space egg.
Man, that's just some profound shit.
I'm just connecting the dots. Thank you to Tiffany Chimichanga, ex-burrito lady, now turned YouTube journalist.
Watch the crosstalk. And you know what?
I get all my information from YouTube. I like Lauren Pritchard. I like Tiffany Chimichanga. These people you should watch. The Rapture's coming, y'all.
Rapture's coming, y'all.
The sad part is that everything that he just said is more believable than the shit coming out of David Wilcox's mouth.
So true.
That a ex burrito lady could be a YouTube journalist and people listen to them? Yes. That is very real.
I mean, people ask that, how can people possibly believe this shit? And you got to bang your freaking head and go ahead and, yeah, that's right. How can they believe this shit? Because, as somebody pointed out here, I think it was Don there, because they want to, because they have to,
They want hope.
Something they need to fill that void or something.
Or they're seeking, whoa. Or they're seeking the truth, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
Very low probability, but.
No, and the thing is this. Then when you come out with some legitimate stuff, or they come out and say that kind of stuff hurts the community.
Oh, yeah,
like you can actually damage ufology by coming out with something legitimate. But David Wilcox,
that definition of ufology only reaches as far as their own control, right?
Yeah.
Anything beyond their own control, they're like
online. It's all basically upvotes. All people want to do is they could give a crap. There's only a handful that care about this stuff. The majority of people, they make their stupid comments and then watch the upvote button to see how many they got. Like that. That's all they care about.
Well, check this out. I'll give you one better. There's about 300 viewers. No, listen. There's about 300 viewers that watch a woman parrot crazy stuff on the internet about the rapture happening right now, or wait, check this out, maybe next weekend. Like the rapture's on weekend time.
Yeah. There was
Like it's not this weekend. They're gonna wait some weekdays, do it next week.
I found it.
Well, that's how the rapture works in 9 to 5, man.
I screenshotted Corey Good's tweet, and he says, "Good Enterprise Solutions Incorporated has a new division of our company, Blue Chicken Cult Entertainment, that works with investors and film distributors to create and publish paranormal, inspirational, and higher consciousness documentaries and docuseries." I just want to ask anybody that like produces any of that kind of content, would you like want to work with a company called Blue Chicken Cult Entertainment?
And just the word cult alone.
That's the thing. This is, and I see him and Wilcock do the same thing. They poke fun at their subscribers. They poke fun at the people following them. It's a freaking joke to them because they know. And this is why I believe they're scamming people intentionally. I don't think they're stupid.
What is it?
I don't think they're naive.
Sixes? Is that your name? Sixes? Okay. Sixes. Check this out though. In space democracy, cults are the political party. So think about that.
The Galactic Party.
You know, you're totally right. In the 7th dimensional space, there is no governing body. It's just warring.
Yeah, we're not doing this bi-party system. We're a bi-cult system.
Ah, yeah.
Out in the deep recesses.
It's whoever believes the hardest is in charge.
Whoever believes the hardest. Oh, no.
The biggest sucker is the leader.
Well, they will transcend space and time, and they will finally get that space milk.
I have a feeling that they will. Yeah.
They're milking in the process, milking everybody.
I don't think I explained this earlier, but blue chickens, space chickens, they drink milk. I don't think they do that here. I'm not entirely sure. That could be real. I'm not sure.
Is it laced with alien corpse dust, DMT?
I don't know, but I will check with Tiffany Chimichanga.
That corpse
on their
dust.
next stream.
When he said that about the corpse dust, I almost dropped my jaw, dropped to the floor. I was like, "Are you shitting me? Alien corpse dust? What the hell is wrong with this dude?" I think.
I can't remember. What did he say that people were using the alien corpse dust for?
Oh, I got it. I put it on my Twitter or something. I'll find it.
It's so bizarre.
I did. I posted the video of it.
No, I'm getting a feeling you guys are making fun of me.
Really?
A little bit.
You're mistaken.
I thought this was
totally respectful.
Oh, when I saw the poop emojis from Lauren Pritchard about this stream, I thought it meant it was the shit.
Right.
Like it was a good stream.
Is this not a good stream?
Well, you guys obviously aren't believing the Tom DeLonge declassified document.
Are you Tom? I think you might be Tom DeLonge. Are you Tom DeLonge?
No.
Imposter.
But I will say that David Wilcock looks a lot more believable and cooler with a mustache.
He looks like a porn star.
Definitely. He's got a porn stash going. Look at that.
This is our great leader. I have a velvet painting of him over my mantle, and we pray every night to the space milk to rain down upon it.
As fun as this is, I got some other stuff I got to do. So I think I'm going to throw you misfits and rejects out of here. And by the way, that's not an insult because I'm a misfit and a reject too. But and we're
sure get back to servos and gyros, whatever, man.
I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, we could have the father of alternative propulsion in our live.
Yeah, big brains. I know the truth. The truth is space milk and ghost babies.
Very well might be. So I'm going to throw you out of here first, Ghost Baby Scientist. Thank you,
dude.
VC.
You have a cool engine. Come back.
Wait.
Happy Halloween
so far.
I think it's fucking cool, man.
Interesting.
Keep at it.
It's interesting.
Seriously, keep at it, man. Leading the way.
And best of luck to you. We'll be in touch. Thanks for sharing some of your research with us. And we've got Six Design. I'm going to throw you out of here. How come I heard that you play bass over everybody's streams or something, but you never did?
I play bass on my stream once in a while when I feel like it. You got to be in the mood for it. That's the kind of thing with that.
Well, thank you for your contributions. And thank you for being he gets the moderator of the year award. And thank you for being the MVP in the chat.
Sounds like he could do voiceover commercial Sixes. His voice.
Yeah, I know he's got a good deep voice. Good night,
Have a
Sixes.
good one,
Thanks
guys.
for your help. And then we've got Ron Mason here from Cosmic Neighbors, a new friend of the show. I hope you won't be a stranger. Always happy to hear from you, and we'll talk more offline. You have a good night and happy Halloween, Ron.
Same to you guys.
Have a good night. And Kari.
Who's Kari?
Yeah. Well, you did. It says Kari.
It's a lie.
Well, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? So I'm going to throw you out of here, and we're going to do a
Thank
quick
you for
wrap
having
up.
me.
Yeah.
Don't forget Temporal Agent, Special Agent Cornelius Shillman.
Yes,
Don't
absolutely.
forget. He'll be
Yeah.
around.
Time traveler.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Good night, and happy Halloween, Kari. All right. What can I say, friends? It's been another strange and weird show. That's how these panel shows go. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to be here. What the subjects we talk about will be. It's just kind of chaos, but I like it once in a while to do something like that. I want to thank all of the live chat participants. You always hear me say this, friends. I'm always happy when there's an audience. And I can't tell you how happy I am when I come here and there is an audience. First of all, yeah. And tonight we had a great one. Thank you for spending some quality time with us. I'm glad I could spend some quality time with you. No place that I would rather be. So until next time, friends, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night. God bless you all. And happy Halloween. Well, a late edition, Aximus Rowe with a kind and generous $5 super chat Australian saying, thank you, Steve and Six. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. I didn't want to end the show and not thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. For those who don't know, we read every single super chat here. Should we happen to miss one, we read them on the following show. But I want to jump back here and thank Aximus Rowe personally. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. And I want to thank everybody else that was here tonight, throwing a couple of bucks in our hat and helping us to praise the cash, friends.